Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band, charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon regulation.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, right, brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Monrovia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. To spoon. To spoon. You from Fonjema, Maryland, to spoon. To spoon. If you eat kepan, gradually, my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. To spoon. You want to get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah. Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today?
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Yes, what you got today?
Spoon.
Beseku.
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Ba.
Spoon.
Skidibidi dabado.
Spoon TV. Spoon entertainment.
Kuwa. Beseku, kudileo. Kuwa, kudileo.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station. Spoon television.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band, charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon regulation.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia.
Outside of the nation's capital, Monrovia.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa.
As you can see on your screen, the runabout is ready for the public and now is in use. But the Pinjo City Corporation embarked on a very, very strategic journey to break down mission structures along this route. If you usually use this route, you know how this place is today. They are issued a circular beginning July 1, 2024. No business person, no money exchanger will be allowed. Absolutely, motorcyclists, tricyclists will be allowed to park along this road. This place will only be used for traffic regulation, for people, pedestrians to move about. So we're going to be moving across the roundabout, which is now in full swing. It's ready. And the Pittsburgh City Corporation has been breaking down structures. All the other structures built along this road, they've been breaking down the structures intended for business people. Normally, at this time, you will see street vendors and traders will be along this route, but the Pittsburgh City Corporation has decided to break down structures along this place, giving the place a facelift. But again, there have been huge criticism from the business community in Pittsburgh that the Pittsburgh City Corporation is trying to spoil their businesses. So they gather on the other side. We are making our way there, but just to inform you that the roundabout is ready. And as you can see, the traffic is moving here. You have Pittsburgh City police deploy all along this route that motorcyclists, tricyclists, and those who are driving commercial vehicles do not stop anywhere here to pick up passengers. Here are some of the business people, but we're going to go across there to talk to bulk of them who on the other side who have been agitating, and we will
wherever the group goes. Then we'll also be going on the Japanese freeway, which is the side and port within the city of Pittsburgh. People just parking anyhow on the shoulders of the road. People have special garages, and people just they treat the road. When you see the Japanese freeway, it appears that the road has existed for more than 30 years, and the road is on 6 years. So these are things we're doing, but we'll do it systematically. We'll not do everything at once. Right now, we are initially focusing on the railway junction roundabout. We'll move to other areas. They are part of the process, and all of these things they require time. That's why we just appealing. We want the people of Pittsburgh and Nigeria large to exercise patience with us. This is not a event. This is a process. We will gradually get where we want to be, but it requires a little time. So not just go overnight.
Quickly from me, Spoon TV, what alternative places do you have? Number one, for parking stations for motorcyclists, tricyclists, and commercial vehicles, and then number two, for the petty traders along this route.
Okay, so I'm sorry that you came a little bit late, but we just spoke about it already. So before we started the process, we went for like 3 months on this process, creating the awareness, having a couple of meetings with the street vendors, the motorcycle union, the transport union, having meetings with them. So we told the marketeers, especially the street vendors, to move to the various markets within Pittsburgh. Some of the concerns, they said they never had areas in the various markets. The markets are filled according to them. So the mayor, being the person who is mayor business, said, okay, I will take my time to visit the markets to see whether there are stable spaces within the market. They were interested to know that when we visited these areas, we noticed that there are several markets, tables that are vacant, but people just accustomed to selling on the meat pavement, so they feel like when they sell on the meat pavement, they will make more money. So that's what we said. we want you to go at the market. We are unbending about this situation. And the issue of the motorcyclists, you have meetings with them, and the transport union, we hear march areas down at the parking, and we have the Central City Police for those that will be coming from town, where to park. There are areas for them to park. We have their park. But the idea is there will be after today, no stopping and no parking within the runabout. The runabout have to be a free traffic flowing area. That's what we're doing.
What's about garbage management? Will you have garbage, maybe like dogs being all along this place? Because the place is quite wide for somebody to just hold. Anybody can throw that on the street at any time here.
So, like I said, this is the process. We have started today, and our truck will be here in the next 30 minutes because they went at the landfill to dump. When they come back, because they had garbage already in the truck when we started this process last night. So when they come, they will take the waste from here. We are working with our partners to get dustbin that will put and loan this only for the roundabout area. And these dustbins are not for you to take your waste from your home and come and drop it into it. It's just for maybe Chokon is passing, and Chokon was taking on candy, he wants to take the candy paper, Chokon can place the candy paper in the dustbin. Maybe Bill was drinking water and Bill wants to put it somewhere, Bill will just take it and just put it. So it's not for you to take your waste from your home and kind of put it in the dustbin. So these are things that we're working on, like we said. It will require time and process, and it will require most importantly. That we're doing because we want to bring real law and order here at the PL.
Liberians are dying, no money in the hospitals. We use 75,000 procure Adika. No one can talk about it. The press, more will be talked. I want to point to your thing about it. But I think it's important.
How much you think to be?
They're not alleged. You gotta check the ask them.
How much you think?
Just go to United Validate, come back. Yeah.
Think should be used? How much you think should be used?
75,000 was placed for the purchasing on the land, budget land, for ID card and electronic land for the chamber. But surprisingly, they're saying to the chairperson is saying to us that he used the 75,000 to process ID card. So you know about ID card in Liberia.
Women be listening and then they don't know the chairperson. So
but why you want to say one might be saying you are pursuing our election? The chairperson person might go to the mirror and say yes. Or the chairman have go to the come and say yes.
Thank you so much.
Go to the now come and say yes.
And also,
I will follow you.
To make sure that we don't break the rules and regulations, they are still there, and we have to respect the laws of the republic. That's what we did. When I was in power, when they tell me that no, this is a tenure position, you cannot move the person until the tenure expires. So be it. That's the law. We can break the law. So I hope that the government will take heed. It's important to respect the law of the republic. We're not a democratic period, so we need to respect the law. All we look for is to respect the law, and that's what we did. So, when you are angry and you elect the wrong people, thinking that they are the saviors, it's wrong. You understand? We were in opposition before. If you employ poor people that have the minimum, and somebody come to power and believe that because they associate with other people, they have to be taking on job. This is very bad. That's not good. No leader can do that, you know. And what, $50 job, $100 job? You mean the government that come to power that came to rescue cannot even give a $50, $100 job, lead a citizen on that job? This is wrong. It's wrong. It be everything that they're doing wrong, and we know that. You know, but again, the peace of Liberia is the most important. It's the most important, and that's why we in accordance with the law. You know, this is wrong. people supported the Unity Party. I came to power. I left them there. These are citizens of the country. But you can employ a Senegalese man and you refuse to employ a Liberian. Is that what it is? No, it's wrong. Johnson said, "Leave." I kept that respect, and the respect I kept for her, to respect the laws of the republic. I even worked with Ellen Johnson as a peace ambassador. You understand? So I don't have a issue of keeping the peace of the country. Of course, we are peaceful, but we will not allow people to break our laws and then intimidate people, and we just sit. That would never happen. You know, we in opposition. Ellen Johnson, Madam Ellen Johnson said, "Let me give her the respect because that's somebody that I respect so much." She did some things that we disagreed, and we went to her and spoke to her. By the rule of law, you know, we have the right to protest, and we protest. We went to Ellen, and she understood that. She came on the table and we talked. You understand? Disrespecting leaders that are traveling, and you refuse for them to use the laws that they built, and Liberians say that and say, yeah, it's right. No, it's not right. If the Boaka man, he was not even president, and we give you a VIP all the time you're traveling. What you're doing is wrong, and you need to wake up. Those things are wrong. Those things are wrong. Everybody said that. You want that change? Boaka was not a change. Boaka was never the change. Those few people that believe that all the years, almost 171 years, they left this country, they wanted to come back because where they went, there was no greener pasture. They think that they can get in Liberia and lie, say they came for a change. There's never came for a change. Why the changing? To break the laws is why the changing? No. There will be a period and we'll check. But again, like I said to all citizens, and that's why you saw today, in the ring, go to have your program. Liberia shine amongst a great nation. So what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? So the disrespect to our citizens is wrong. It's wrong. You know, it's wrong. Respect the law. And I did not bring tenure jobs. We met it. The Unity Party left it with us, and we respected it. So what's going on? Is it that Boaka angry because during Ellen time there were tenure jobs, and he wanted to break it because you are not happy? Is that why he's saying to us? Because the tenure job, I didn't do it. I made it there, and I respected the laws of the republic. And also, thank you for this time, for giving me the opportunity.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to Spoon.
Okay, so Spoon is going to tell you what's happening in Monrovia. Spoon will tell you what's happening in Liberia, what's happening across the ministries, the agencies, what the politicians are doing, what the policymakers are involved with. I'd like to welcome you tonight to another edition of the program. This is the late night show, the late night politics on Spoon. I want to say thanks to all of you tonight for joining us. I'm Nelson Colette, and of course, the late night show is where we come with diverse views and we discuss the issues. We bring you up to speed with some of the happenings in the country. And with our diverse panel, we bring you objective analysis here every single time on the issues in the country. So I'd like to say welcome again for joining us. Thanks to all of you across Liberia and across the world. Thanks to our folks across Radio Land, Spoon FM 107.5, Fabric Radio 101.1, Super 95.5 FM. Many thanks to our folks across the world. Some of you joining us from YouTube. Spoon Talk Live is the YouTube handle. From Facebook, Spoon TV, Fabric TV, and Super TV. Thanks to all of you for joining us tonight. You will now understand why I'm laughing, but it's a great way to start the show. I'm Nelson Colette, and yes, a lot to talk about tonight. Welcome to the first edition of the late night show for the month of July, the first edition for this week, and it's going to be very, very engaging. Great conversation coming up. Kindly do us a favor. Please share the show as you come on tonight. To all of you joining us, kindly share the program as we get ready to take you through another edition of the program tonight. Let me go across to bring on the Batala boy, Vakabina Toure. Toure is coming in a different form tonight. I don't know what's going on, but he will better explain that. Toure, welcome to the show, man. It's good to have you on tonight.
Nelson, pleasure, man. Pleasure to be on as always. You know what I mean? You the best in the business, man. Make no mistake. Nelson is the best in the business. His demeanor, his professional skills obviously always come to display when Nelson is doing what Nelson does best, man. I mean, it's always, my man, look, it's a pleasure to be on here, Nelson, with you every night. There's a reason why, this place is flooded with our, our consistent, reliable viewers all the time in the chat room, entertaining us while we're doing this. It's all because of you, brother. Your smart is contagious. You always carry your smart.
I will interrupt you right here. When the PR specialist starts to tell you all of these things.
but look, no, Nelson, look, I truly believe in giving people their flower while their garden is fresh. You know what I'm saying? Not when they leave are falling apart and you want to give people their flower. No, I'm giving you a flower right now because your garden gonna be fresh forever, Nelson. I'm telling you, brother, you the best, man. You the best to do it, bro.
Come on, man. Thank you, Toure. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
One of our panelists who is a PR specialist par excellence. The man comes with a wealth of experience on this show, and we're all drinking from his fountain, So it's a good thing that we're here tonight. What a great way to start the show with a PR specialist. People like Toure, this country needs his to tap from his expertise. The country needs Come on, Toure. A Liberian boy from Batala, who is now a global PR expert. What can we say? But it's a good thing to have you on tonight. But I must say that your shades on there is great. It reminds me of the Terminator movie back then. When we're beginning, we used to go to the video club to watch Terminator.
and be spying through the cracks of the wall. I remember back in the days, my man. My man, you not get money, you go sit down behind the wall, my man. You know what I mean? And if your man privilege to go in, don't man used to go baboon steak, my man. Those low hold there to the shopping there. Yeah, man.
Exactly.
My man, that's why I tell these young kids that are so spoiled in the diaspora here, brother. I think you don't even know the kind of thing that we have to go through to watch a movie, my man. Hey, man, make it to all.
Make it to all. May we keep some and toss on later. Yeah, man. But it's good to be on here tonight, Toure. And I want to say thanks for joining us. You came on very early tonight.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, and I appreciate you for that. So we want to start the show. But as usual, we want to recognize a few of our folks here in the
this is people. But man, we need to. I totally agree with brother Moses Hunton. Hopefully I did not butcher the brother name. But Spoon need to diversify or deliverables. I think we need to start talking sports on this platform, my man. You know, I mean, I come with a vast experience in sport journalism. You know what I'm saying? I actually have a little bit of expertise in that area. Talk about basketball, soccer, football, as the world knows it. And we need to start talking about some of these things. We need to start talking about the Premier League. We need to start talking about the NBA and stuff like that. I think diversifying it that way will help too, because not everybody is interested in politics. You know, some people really want to go into sports. You know, some people want to get into some social issues and stuff like that. Why Nelson get his timing? But I think the Spoon family and the CEO, obviously, Madam Titi Kane, you know, obviously the former CEO, they are very, very much interested in diversifying the platform to make it sort of like, you know, appealing to, you know, to folks from every walks of life. You know what I mean? I think that's something that they really, really you know, definitely an area that they can really tap into, because sports now is like a religion. You know, everybody in it. Everybody talking sports. So maybe on a weekend like that, you know, open the platform up, let people call in and discuss their team, whether that Chelsea they want to discuss or Liverpool. I think that's something, Nelson, that's something we can tap into, my man.
Yeah, so Ture, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, my man. I know the weather should be bad over there. I mean, they really are coming like, bro, not easy.
Certainly. The usual internet glitches.
Yeah, man, that's
our guys in the comment section. Can you see the comment from where you are?
Yeah. I always, I always have it screaming on my phone at the same time, like just going through it that way.
Okay.
So that we can engage our viewers online too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, but Nelson, you are good. You are good. I can hear you.
Okay. The network is so stable. I had to switch because I had to switch to a better server. So yeah, man, I see a lot of folks have joined us already. Manuel Takbajwa is here as well. Ahmed Kamara has joined us. Nathaniel K. Hill is here. Hashim Famble, Ruben K. Kwame has joined us. Alfred Robert is here. Marie Keto, our own dear sister. Marie, hope you can. Medela Jobo is here as well. I see Lofty Bondo, our own sister. Thanks for joining us. Seal Medela is here. Tommy Jr., thanks for joining us. Nathaniel K. Kwamolu, thanks for being here. Robert Blamon, Jerry Gitawe, Tommy Jr. I see a lot of folks here tonight. I see Ruben Kwame. Yes, I did recognize Ruben. I see Moses Horton is here tonight. Thanks for joining us. Abraham Kamara, Madam Mariah Sando Ninatu is here. Rose Sonkale, thanks for joining us. Gerald Kanu has joined us tonight. Tommy Jr. is here again. I see Michael Bobby Boo is here tonight. Abraham Kamara. I see Madam Marcia Snelling. Thanks for being here tonight, Madam Snelling. Yes. And I see the names keep coming in, man. Ture, you want to pick a few just before we move to the actual show?
Absolutely, Nelson. I would definitely love to do that. Let me pick it up where you left off. Let me welcome in our brother, obviously. I don't know what our brother or sister now. Hello, Gerard Kanun. Hello, Abraham Kamara. Thanks for joining us. Augustine N. Saki Sr., thanks for joining in. Mary Finda Yuma, thanks for tuning in, man. Teresa BK Soundway, thanks for joining us. Kuta Sr., thanks for joining us. Minister Solomon, Greatness Foy Ministry, thanks for joining us. Siafa Jala, thanks for joining us. Marcia Snelling, thanks for joining us. I mean, thanks guys, man. Thanks for tuning in. Please share the show. Share in your chat rooms, groups. You know, share with people. Hey, John, I can't discuss that, bro. You know, that's where we destroy our country. You know.
Us to kickstart the show now. A lot of things happening in the country. So many happenings. So many things making it up in the news across the country. We will provide the updates. But I want you to do your opening officially. Then we can move to the updates, and then we'll move into our conversations for tonight.
Absolutely, Nelson. Thank you so very much once again, man. Vakabinet Toure here. Great to be on as always. You know, if it can't be Nelson, it can't be anybody else, man. But yeah, to our viewers, I mean, always, man, my humble greetings to you guys here in the United States and around the world. You know, this is where we discuss our country. You know, want it better for our country, and the fact that we can come here, you know, Spoon provide opportunity. Nelson obviously sacrificed the biggest to be on here late. To have that segment of the late night politics going, you know. We are forever indebted, man. But yeah, this is great, man. What's on my mind, Nelson? You know, obviously I have a couple of reservations. But needless to say, there are some good things that are happening in the country. You know, and we're gonna have the opportunity to discuss some of these issues. But to be quite honest, Nelson, I'll be remiss if I can take a swap at these lawmakers, bro. I mean, every single day, like, you guys will find a way to do something that will really, really make me to go crazy, you know. But I can't afford to go crazy because I got so much to accomplish in this life that God blessed me with. So I always try to maintain my sanity in going mad. But look, man, for Liberia to move forward, man, these representatives and senators, they'll have to come big, they'll have to come clean. You know, they really have to. I mean, these guys, they are finding a way to hold us behind. You know, in short, I would just say they need to get their feet, or should I say their foot, off of the necks of all of us Liberians. You know, the day Liberia representatives and senators decide to do the right thing in our country, that's the day Liberia will realize her full potential. Because the buck start with them, and they will have to set the stage. I mean, people talk about the executive, all of that stuff. There's only so much the executive can do. The fact that these guys self-regulate, right? The executive cannot do anything to contravene what they do. So we can talk about everything about the executive, the judiciary, the all of that stuff. But somebody have to give. And a wise man once said, don't ask what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country in times of destitution, in times of really, really harboring. What can these guys do for us? That's what I have to do, Nelson. That's what on my mind. And hopefully we're gonna, hey, my man Rudolph, man, welcome, bro.
Thank you. Thank you, Toure. I see Rudolph is muted. But Rudolph, welcome to the show. You want to do your opening quickly just before we provide the updates? What's on your mind?
Thank you, Nelson. Thank you. You know, I mean, Toure, I think it's my first time seeing you you know, in your dark shades tonight. It seems like you are fire burned tonight, Chief. But yes, it's good to be here. Like I always say, whenever we can find the time to come here, we will do so. And I mean, it's good to be here again to talk to our people and to have a civil exchange with our
colleagues on here, and I look forward to a good show. I look forward to us dissecting the issues of our beloved country, and proposing solutions so that we all can one day be proud of our nation. Thank you.
Yeah, so thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Rudolph. Thanks to you for being here tonight. And thanks to all of our folks that have joined us from across the world. So lots of things happening. I just let me say hands up to my brother Benjamin Karanda. Ben, thanks for joining us, man. I appreciate you. A lot is happening in the country, and but just to pick on a few of the issues to provide the updates on. The first thing is that we interviewed the folks from Lofa County. They are aggrieved health workers. And those guys were agitated. They had some concerns. They had some issues with the appointment of the county health officer, Dr. Raphael. They abandoned the health facility. It was a tough interview we had with them the other night on this very platform. They expressed some serious disappointment over what they term as the refusal of the health minister to address the concerns, their plights, the issues that they've had over the time. So following that engagement with the guys, the health minister, in an apparent response to the plights of those health workers, have taken some actions, updates with respect to that situation there with the guys in Lofa. And the update here is that the health minister, Dr. Louise Maple Poto, has appointed Dr. Moses Wedegar as the county health officer of Lofa County. And he will now replace Dr. Raphael, who was appointed, and his appointment brought that back and forth, a protest action, and at some point health facilities were abandoned and the guys were raising some serious concerns. So that's the first update I'd like to provide, since in fact we've been talking about it, and we in platform. So and then the next thing has been happening, especially fresh from the weekend, you will stumble across lots of other issues. The Painesville City Corporation have embarked on a process of clearing the streets. At a point, it was a red light, but now it's extending to other places. You know that the roundabout, there is this famous roundabout, or this intersection at ELW Junction. The government of Liberia has been doing some serious work on that area. It's nearing completion, up to 90% thereabout. But what the MCC has started doing now is they're removing the petty traders, those people who sell along that corridors, on the roadside and all of those places. They're removing those people on grounds that they want to clear the corridor so as to ensure that that vehicles making use of that corridor can have passage, and the place can be clear enough to give it a facelift. But in the face of that process has come under some serious criticism from some of the petty traders, the people who sell along that corridor at the ELW junction. They're calling on the government to find somewhere for them to sell. They are saying that, look, we voted for this government. Some of us campaigned for this government. We put out everything on the line for this government, not to receive this kind of treatment we're getting from the government of Liberia. So their concern is that two things. It's either the government provides somewhere for them to sell, maybe roadside where they will be able to sell consistently, or the government find a market building or somewhere suitable for them. But when the communications person at the PPCC was interviewed, he said that they realized that there are huge market buildings that were constructed, but the marketeers are not willing to go there. They want to sell on the streets. And under this new administration, the city government will not tolerate this whole idea about people selling in the streets and creating the garbage, which they will most times leave right there where they create the garbage, putting some burden on the city government. So there has been some back and forth with respect to that particular issue, and they've been having, the petty traders have been expressing themselves, but the city government is saying that they're not going to back down. They are going to remain focused and ensure that that is clear and it is giving the facelift that they desire for the city of Pingsville. Well, on the flip side, some agree the MCC. So now we're from the PCC. Now we'll come to the MCC. This is the Monrovia City Corporation, the biggest municipal government in the country, headed by Mayor John Siafa. Some aggrieved workers of the institution, the MCC, are accusing the Mayor John Siafa, of total neglect, and they staged a massive protest in demand of their 6 month salaries. So according to those aggrieved workers, in fact, on Monday morning, this morning, those folks were gathered there at the MCC, and they threatened to even take some principal streets as well, but they set up a roadblock there, and that roadblock caused a serious traffic as well. So they accused the mayor of neglecting them. According to them, they are frustrated over the attitude of the mayor, that as ordinary citizens who are cleaning the streets, the mayor is not doing much to address their issues, especially the one that has to do with their salaries. Those are concerns they've been raising, and there has been some serious issue there. Well, a lot of you followed this development with the LBS Director General, the DG, Mr. Fagon, one of the former panelists on the Spoon Network. This report about this altercation that that took place between he and an employee of the National Port Authority when they had gone there to do some recording. And this guy, who is believed or thought to be, I didn't know. This guy, who is an intelligence officer at the port, came in to inquire what was happening, one thing to another. They resorted to that point. So that has been in the news today, and it's been a serious conversation with respect to what happened. It's alleged that he slapped Charles Rabert, who works for the NPA, when Charles Rabert went to make an inquiry. But up to present, we are yet to get Minister Fagon's side, the Director General, DG Fagon's side of the story. So, but this is where we are with that.
Who slapped who?
So the report is that the DG, Mr. Fagon, following this back and forth, this altercation between he and the guy, he then slapped this Charles Ravel guy. But yes, we're yet to get his own side of the. Those were other sources we spoke with, and some of them decided not to be named. And so this is where we are with that. And then the president, or let me say, former president of the Republic of Liberia, President George Weah, spoke over the weekend. He expressed some serious disappointment in the current administration for the way things have run. He said JMB is not the real change. Liberian people made a big mistake. It is unfortunate that even he, who built a VIP, a presidential lodge at the RRA, he will be denied access. So much disrespect is meted against him, and he thinks that Liberian people should stand up. He expressed optimism that he's going to make a big comeback come 2029. And yes, so that's something that's been in the news. He accused this administration of breaking the laws of the country. He said he respected the law. He met tenure positions. He kept those tenure positions. But this current administration is breaking the laws, removing people from tenure positions. Even the people they employ in government, while he was in government, ordinary Liberian people to make just $150, $250. They're removing all those people he thinks is against peaceful Liberians, and that this government did not come with any change, or Liberian people made a mistake to elect people who do not even have the what it takes to govern. And so that's on the flip side. Let me just provide two more. After the weekend, the updates are so many. So I would just like to run through them. Well,
I'm here wondering if we are going to address everything.
yeah, we'll pick a few to address, but the NPA boss, Honorable Dukley of the National Port Authority, was on the Spoon Network over the weekend, and he confirmed the arrival of more than 24 pieces of the earth moving equipment at the free port of Monrovia. And he said that some of the heavy duty trucks are now at the free port. And, a consignment which did not previously form part of the package announced by the government. So what this means is that the government is doing this plus more, beyond the expectation of the Liberian people. That's how this government is that's how ready, that's how prepared this government is to perform. So what this means is that initially we saw the confirmation from the information minister regarding this. The NPA boss, who sits at the gateway of the country's economy, has also confirmed this. So no doubt, nobody can argue this now. It is all from authoritative sources that we're gonna have 285 yellow machines in the country. And so this is where we are with that. And I just want to Charles, I want to welcome you to the show. Let me just put in the last few updates here, and then we can get going. Okay, so I think we're going to hold it at that and move to the actual conversations now as we take on a fresh edition of the late night show for this week. Interestingly, this is the first edition for this week and the first edition for the month of July. So welcome everybody to the show. The conversation about same-sex marriage in the Methodist Church has been going on. A lot of you know there was a protest at the Cantor United Methodist compound over the weekend as well. And yes, against this decision. So the church is divided over same-sex marriage. Some people think that this is a conversation that should not even be in the church. So this is where we are. Charles, do your opening, then we'll move into the show. Welcome.
Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you for being here again. Thank you to our people in Radio Land. We are here again. A new week, new season, new month. We want to say welcome to all of our people in Radio Land. And thank you for having me, Nelson.
Okay. So yes, welcome to everyone. Again, we ask you to kindly share the program as you join us tonight. So we move to the conversation. Now, a lot is happening in the country, and sometimes you're wondering as to where to start the conversation from. But I want us to take off from where we stopped. You know, we touched on this in passing last week, talking about some of what the former president stressed on, some of the concerns he raised, his own evaluation of this administration, what he thinks this government is doing, how this government is proceeding, and what he thinks the Liberian people deserve. I mean, let's get your take on these issues. The former president announced that first of all you'll be making a comeback. So contrary to what was said in the church a few weeks after election, that he will retire early, he will not be like some people that are running in political race where they are cheering or grandcheering. He will retire early. No, the president clearly said that he will be making a comeback come 2029. But he's raising issues about disrespect of law, how this government is removing people from tenure positions. This government is not proceeding rightly, and this government did not come with a change. That President Weah and his administration do not have the change in the first place, least to talk about providing change for the Liberian people. And then maybe the next question it will be, who is that person that really had the change during the just in the election? Liberians went to the ballot box just in November. There were so many candidates in the race. Some people got 1%, 0.5%, 7%, and all of that. But who was that real change? If President Weah is saying at this point that this administration did not come with a change, this administration does not have what it takes to bring about the change that the Liberian people have been yearning for, then the question is, who did change? If the Liberian people made a mistake in 2023 when they went to the ballot box, who's that person in the race at the time? Who was that person that really had the solutions to those many issues? Now let's start the conversation from here. Was he being real? Was it just a political statement? I mean, let's take on the conversation from here as we move to other issues. Let's start with you, Ture, your take on this issue.
All right, so the former president has been delusional. You know, it is absolutely mind-boggling and total, you know, disregard for just proper channeling of energy at this part of the president. I mean, at the part of the former president. Look, let me tell you this. There is absolutely no one is here, at least for a person who supported JMB, that would say that everything is rosy. Absolutely not. Right? By the end of the day, that sort of frustration, or at least you know, like, should be coming from people like me, not from the CDC, not from the president, who just left power when the contract given to him for 6 years. Look, their actions and inactions, they are still fresh in the minds of millions of Liberians. You know, and this is why I have said this, and I'll continue to say it. The only thing that broke the camel's back for the CDC was their ill-advised and not knowing when to speak, how to speak, and where to speak. You know, they always putting themselves in a public, like they literally present themselves to the public for people to eat them up, right? You're talking about bad public relation. This is so bad. This is absolutely bad. The CDC should be sitting somewhere right now, or at least President George Manuel Weah, so that Liberian people can forget about him for now. Then 2029, even though that is a full-blown conclusion from our part that his political career is done with, because the new breed of voters that are coming now, they are not like other Liberians. These are people that are coming with the proliferation of social media. They know exactly, they listen to us, you know what I mean? And for anybody who say we didn't have impact on these elections, then they are joking. So now they're gonna be met with 18 euros that understand politics now than ever before. They're gonna come and meet with an informed public that understand how social responsibility by government is supposed to work for the people, right? So all these things now working for the CDC. It's not working for them. Like I said it last time, if they should do anything to at least make themselves attractive for 2029, they should turn our whole Sycamore tree into a recreational facility where they can actually help to mold the minds.
But this may just be one aspect. Yes, I know you don't think that the former president was right when he spoke about this government not bringing about the change or not having what it takes to bring about the change that Liberians were so much in need of, or are so much in need of, even at this point. But again, what do you make of the issues that he's raising when he talks about the violation of the rule of law? He's talking about how this administration is violating the laws. Under his administration, 6 years of the CDC regime, they protected the law. He said he did everything to protect the laws of the country. But it's unfortunate that Liberians gave the country to someone or to an administration that has absolutely no respect for the rule of law. Is this something you want to go for to Ray?
Nancy, even you that asked me that question, there is a part of me that looking at your face.
No, come on, man. Come on, Ture. Don't try to play that game with me. Don't try to play that game.
Sorry, man. But look, I'm pretty sure I and Rudolph was on the same thing. You asked me the question about the same thing you gave me sa'a. But look, let me tell you this. Look, the Liberian people say, let me put him a real Liberian English. Liberian people say when Baah follow you, even Roy Ratty Banana and Ogden Brady. Look, this is absolutely a nightmare, right? You cannot in any way, it should not be coming from President George Manneh Weah. They violated every facet of rules and regulations. I'm not even going to talk about the law, because the law, that one you have to actually go to second level to violate that. But we're talking about just basic rules and regulations were violated under this administration. These things are fresh in the minds of Liberians. So you have to be so delusional to the core to be making any sort of criticism of a president who just took over in a convoluted manner with everything chakla. When Chinua Achebe said in things for a part that the center can no longer hold, and GMB is trying to put all the particles together to refund the institution broken by the CDC. Now we hear former president talking about how GMB is violating rules and regulations and laws. Come on, man. Come on, man. Like, and this is what I always say now, saying there's a time that you're supposed to speak. There's a time that you're supposed to talk. There's a difference between talking and speaking. You know what I mean? So what the president is doing right now, he's not doing well for himself. And a public relation disaster that engulfed the administration for the past 6 years, which of course I've been speaking on. They continue to make those same mistakes. You should not be talking right now. All you should be doing right now, be trying to rebrand your base, be trying to get to a point where you become a nurturer instead of just going through a political rhetorics that are not going to serve you well come 2029.
Thank you, Ture. Let's hold you there and bring Rudolph in quickly. Rudolph, let's hear your thoughts on this. And
it seems like Brother Ture has said almost everything. But Nelson, I listened to that statement, right? And that is what I would term as a hypocritical, disingenuous, and rabble-rising statement.
But Rudolph, was he being hypocritical? Was he being disingenuous when he said no? I'm coming. When he said the VIP lodge. Okay, so he didn't say I, right? But it implies he said somebody that built VIP lodge. Then they deny him usage of the VIP lodge, and Liberian people sitting down there looking at it. Was he being hypocritical? Was he not speaking to the reality?
Nelson, then I will go. I mean, all of the words I use, I will tell you why I use them. Then, if you want to go that route. So I said hypocritical because I mean it is mere mere hypocrisy to see Mr. Weah trying to put himself on a pedestal that he is not on. To come here and tell us that JMB is breaking laws when he himself, like my brother Toure said, was the chief of breaking laws, breaking rules, and everything. That is hypocrisy. And then I said disingenuous, which simply means insincere. When he said that he was denied access, Nelson, the facts came out. They said he was not denied the VIP access. I mean, he was not denied access from the VIP lodge. Instead, it was the presidential lodge. And let's be clear here. He is no longer the president. Why should you use the presidential lodge? Why? So he was being insincere because that is not what happened.
This is the point. This is the point the former president made. He said, when the current president was vice president, he gave him access. He gave him VIP treatment. He gave him first class treatment.
Nelson,
and he even went on to say he paid bills, and those are other aspects of
Nelson, like I said, the former president was never denied VIP treatment. He was denied presidential treatment, which rightly so, because he is no longer the president. So he should not have access to the presidential lodge. No, he can use the VIP lodge, but instead he wanted to use the presidential lodge. So that statement in itself was disingenuous. And then I said rabble rising, right? That is, and I said that because the aim of that statement was just to maybe inflame his supporters' emotions, so that they can start to think contrary to what the actual reality is. So yes, Nelson, I use my words carefully, and I think just from what I said, we can all agree with that. But Nelson, here is the thing. Mr. Weah understands that for him to come back, it will be hard. I am not among the people who say that he is done, he can never return. No, I will not say that. Like I always say, saying that for me will be a bit too presumptuous. So what I say is that it's going to be difficult. His comeback is dependent on the performance of JMB. If JMB does not perform, then we can see we are coming back. But Nelson, here is it. He knows that within just 6 months, from every indication, we are seeing that JMB is outperforming him, right? So now, what can he do? He needs to speak to his base. He needs to lie to his base, because in as much as we have rational Liberians, we have some Liberians also who live to listen to Mr. Weah. So whatever he says, even if it's not the truth, they listen to it and they run with it. You heard our brother Vasco on this show, he knocked him chest. He said there are people like us who will support Weah until we die. So yes, Vasco, and guess what? Vasco has traveled out of Liberia. Vasco has had Western experience. Vasco has seen a different spectrum of politics, but yet and still he still lives within that mindset. So what would you say about those people who have not had his experience? So there are many. And that is why Mr. Weah is making these statements, because he knows that his people will ignore the reality and follow him and sing their song. So that's a rabble-rising statement. Thank you.
Thank you. Charles, let's hear you on this, and then we will have to make our transition. Go ahead. Your thoughts.
Yes. So for me, I don't know, but I want to ask a question. Who are those individuals that is advising former President Weah? I don't know. Is he actually advising himself, or he got people that are advising him? To be honest, I think sometimes he just want to speak just for people to hear him or for people to talk back to him. Because most of the things that he says, I don't think it comes from a very analytical standpoint. I don't think I just fighting hard to understand why would he even come out to say such a thing. Knowing the fact that when you talk about rule of law in our country for the past, I would say 4 governments, even including Taylor government, George Weah government and one person that violated the law hugely. We have people that were killed with no justice. We have auditors, people that left their families, went to Liberia to serve their country. Due to documents and some sensitive information that they have, they was killed. No justice. And you come here, you talk about people violating laws. Come on, man. Liberian people, we are one.
He was specific. He was specific.
Let me tell you something, Nassim.
He spoke about the tenure position. He said when he came to power and he tried to tamper with tenure positions, people advised him. The international community came in.
No, wait. Let me ask you one question. Cabinet Jana situation?
The removal of Cabinet Jana, yeah, Justice Jana.
Okay.
In fact, I remember. Let me tell you what I remember. Let me tell you. I remember we had an interview on the morning show with Representative Gray then. Even before the Cabinet Jana thing, when it was just coming up, Representative Gray said Cabinet Jana is gone. Even before the process started, he said he's gone. And it happened. But again, maybe you want to talk about the process. You want to shift that on the former president? Was he the one making the decision? It was a quasi-judicial process, and the legislators, the lawmakers, they went aside and made a decision.
The thing about it, let us not talk about legislators or this. Was his removal constitutional? Was his removal was done by law? No, that law was violated.
Let me say something. You know, the whole Cabinet Jana thing, and since you brought that up, we just have to say it this way, right? There are certain things or certain processes that you stand from a distance and look at, and maybe comparing it to what the law says, you may say, oh yeah, the legal process was followed, right? But behind the scenes, what triggered the actions or decisions of individual members of that body that made the decision is another thing by which you can process.
No,
you know, and not just what's on the book in the black and white.
You're trying to go in depth. Let us put it in real context, right? If we have a law, say, okay, Nelson is the Director General for Spoon FM, right? He's supposed to sign this document, or he's supposed to remain in his position for 10 years. That's a law at Spoon FM. They have the whole structure. And if for any reason somebody had to come from somewhere and take you from that position without the tenure time, they're not going by the Constitution anymore. They're violating that Constitution, that identical document. And Cabinet Jana stand on some points. And Cabinet Jana is not just novice. He's a legal man too. And so Cabinet Jana understands the procedure. He understands the process. That's the reason why he was crying around for his removal. In fact, Cabinet Jana took that issue to ECOWAS. He took that issue to ECOWAS. And so it was not fair. His removal was not fair. So that's complete violation of the law as well. So what will you say about the killing of people? What will you say the killing of people? No justice was served. People hold flyers all around the country. We want justice. Up to today's date, there's no justice. And like my brother Toure said, Liberians, even the one that turned 18, our mentality has changed when it comes to electionary processes. Our mind has changed. The way people used to just come and use us. No, it's not like that no more. I remember 2005 elections. Weah will hold even door hand and lift the door hand up like this. and that door will be represented.
Even 2011.
Those kind of things will never happen in our democracy no more. It will never happen in our society. I can guarantee you that. And so for Weah coming up with the issue about presidential loans and this other loans, the thing is clear. Why people don't want to understand the words presidential, VIP. What in there is so hard for us to understand? What in it hard? Weah is not president no more. Weah is a VIP. He entitled to the VIP loans. Why you must use presidential loan when you're not a president? Why are we misunderstanding the words and misunderstanding things around here? And then you got people from the Sagomo tree talk. Look, let me tell you nothing. There are certain people in Liberia, right? They need to keep quiet. They just need to keep quiet. Akara Gray, the Jefferson Koji, the George Weah, those people need to keep silent in our country right now. Because they use and abuse our people for 6 years. And you cannot judge 6 years term with somebody who just been in office for 6 months or less than 6 months. Come on now. This government still have prospect. This government still have things to do. Even if you just say election today, with the length of time Joseph Boakai spent in office, election is today, Weah cannot still win. The news we hearing, just the news that we're hearing, though we not see the tangibles, but just the news that we're hearing, we still vote for Joseph Boakai. Come on now. So why we misinterpreting and misunderstanding things around here? Yeah, Ture.
Ture, you want to make a quick point? Emmy want to make a point, but she want me to play some of that video. And Emmy video, then when you don't play at the end of the show, you can bring serious issues. So I try.
But trouble, but Emmy now on the show, then she want you play a video. Let me get in trouble now.
Emmy say, yeah, but go ahead, Ture, make a point.
Yeah, man.
We're about to
transition. Brother Charles, man. Look, at the end of the day, the president, and that's what I'm saying. And you're absolutely right, brother. I don't know who advising the president. I mean, I read the release. Actually, the president, I don't know, it was a thank you message that he posted on his Facebook page. I'm even questioning who even wrote that, John, bro. I mean, look, at least if something like that coming from the president, at least former president, it should be at least, it should be well written. But that's another conversation for another day. But look, the whole cabinet Janet situation, right? And we're not going to have another conversation on that. Not only did the man, not only was it unconstitutional to move him, and a lot of people say, well, they went through all of the legal means. All right, the legal means, we understand. But the man took his case to ECOWAS court, where he won the government. And ECOWAS recommended that he should be paid, saying you're gonna remove the man, then all his benefits should come handy, right? Compare the government to pay his benefits. Did they do that? No, they did not. So I mean, there are so many things that he can really do, and that's why I said that the president is either suffering from, delusional, for lack of a better word, but just lack of oversight, man, over what this president is saying. And that's not his fault, because people around should help him out. And I guess they're not helping him. So the president, anything they put in front of him, he just release it. And once he release it, it's on him. I mean, it's not prepared by him. In
all fairness, I mean, I want to welcome you to the show. In all fairness, I think you guys are not speaking to the issues. I think you guys are beating on the former president unnecessarily, and that's why even Vasco has sat in the background. Vasco had been crying. He been sharing tears, and he said, "Nelson, look, I gotta come on. I gotta come on and provide the clarity and everything." Vasco had been crying because he said, "You guys have not been speaking to the issue." The former president is saying that this government is proceeding wrongly. This government is disrespecting the rule of law in the country. That's what he's saying. And now you guys are going back to his track record. They think he did, they think he didn't do. Now, somebody may ask the question, as to what then it changed. So if all these things happened under the previous administration, why should these things be happening now? If, okay, let's agree there was disrespect for the rule of law on the previous administration, why should we still see disrespect for the rule of law? If what was done yesterday was wrong, how does it become right today? Was it wrong to say that this administration is breaking the rule of law? No. We're not in classroom.
Okay, then I would just take 10 seconds to answer your question.
We want to bring MEE. Okay, take 10 seconds, then we'll bring MEE.
Vasco, I don't think we are beating on Mr. Weah for what he's saying. The thing is, what he said, get it like this, right? He did not just say, oh, JMB is doing this. What he said, during my time, I did not do this. I did not. So we are digging out the lies and whipping them. That's all we are doing. We're not saying that, oh, he cannot say this. We are saying that that is what I am saying. You cannot come here and tell us, I did not do this, when we know it is still fresh within our memory that you did them. But you say, oh, during my time, I was with the law. No, you don't do that. That's all we are saying.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Rudolph. Emmy, welcome to the show. You want to make a point on this, and then we you want me to play a video? Your video is ready.
Please do. Thank you, Jesus.
In 2023, your resolution, you take it for 2029. You refuse to work in the present, but you want to work in the future. There is no peace. Why are you going for 2029 to work when the 2023 is here? So you miss it in the 2024. Do not be in 2024 and you're going to wait for 2029. You'll be missing out. Work now in the present. God gave you the ability, the possibility to work, to earn, to be great. If you say waiting for the future, that is not a promise. You have the same issue day in and day out. That's why we know escape, because you have to prepare yourself. And the way you can do it is a space like that. If you get that space and you refuse and you wait, today technology advances. There are a lot of things going on. The time you waiting, there's 2023 when you refuse to work, when you refuse to look for possibility, you waiting for 2024. 2024 may not be a new year for you, because the 2023 was not our new year. You understand? So every year that comes, if you don't apply yourself, it will be a whole year for you. Because you're just going to be a new old one in a new bottle.
Yeah, Nelson, nice try. Even though that was a little combination, but that wasn't my video. Don't even go there with me.
No. But on a serious note, the possibility. Why did you request? Were you looking for possibility?
No, I did not request that video. You don't want to play my video. You saying, I can't even understand what he's saying. What he's trying to say. I want to
understand. No. You don't understand it. Vasco understands that video very well. So if you didn't understand, then like give your time to Vasco so he can explain that video.
The possibility or the
you didn't understand.
It's all of that. But anyways. That was in my video, Nelson. The video that I told you to play, and you said you were gonna play it. That wasn't my video at all.
Yeah, but just go ahead. I will find the next video. Your videos are too many, but just go ahead. I'll find the next.
Nelson, you are being very, very tactical. I think you intentionally hiding that video.
No. Emmy shared that video with me, so I thought that she wanted that video to be played while she's making her point. Usually that's how we do it. Sometimes Vasco will send me
I
video. And then he wants to
specifically
keep it.
said that the video that I asked you to play for almost a month now. Where Adam at? You refuse to play that video. Now I just Judge Weah video that he's talking. I know he preaching or he's drunk, whatever. If Vasco was
No, Emmy.
Nobody can something.
No,
They playing this, calling them my
please
video.
go to the point. Emmy, please go to the point.
I am going to the point because Judge Weah is a liar. First of all, he in that video telling people that he blasting at his Liberian English, blasting at his officials that they did not work, they lost the election, now they want to be this. And he the same person talking about he coming back in 2029 and then looking for a ride to come back. He want to be putting his mouth on JMB that he's proceeding wrongly, he doing this one wrong. Who are you? And Nelson, you ask the questions that because if he did it all wrong, why should it continue? No one. I didn't hear anybody on this set just saying that the JMB should continue doing something wrong. They were only telling you that the messenger was wrong. The person who bringing that message, because you had no more. And like the ruler said, you said I did it right. I did everything right, and they had named some just few of the things that he did wrong. Especially the biggest one was the just the Janet one, and I think some kind of other CC or some corruption, something there. He did something to it too. He removed people, and then he want to come and be talking about JMB doing something wrong, and he was all about the Liberian people and rule of law. That's why I wanted you to play that video so the Liberian people can see what a president who is for them, who cares about them. What that president looks like. Not president who's riding private jets when he wasn't riding it. The moment he became president, he turned to the biggest campaign over them and riding private jet, using that country money to go sit down 45 days to go watch his son play for another country and building mansions, condominiums right after he came in. That's not the example of president or someone who cares about them. And the video that I showed you, that I wanted you to play, which I thought that's what you were about to play, was going to show them people that Vasco them. But anyway, Vasco told us that Judge Weah can do what he said, be slapping somebody in front of them that they related to, they will still support Judge Weah. That's a sedition mindset. And when we say it, they say we're insulting them. But Vasco came on here and told us how sedition thinks, how their minds are already like it's cooked. You cannot say anything to them about Judge Weah. Everything is right. So some of them, hopefully, they are not like Vasco. When they see video like that, they will know that Judge Weah is lying to them or has been lying to them all throughout the 6 years. And he still want to come here and be buttering people up because he never ride VIP something. That's what Judge Weah is angry about in that video. About going through VIP on a presidential suite. That is what he's upset about. He's not upset about what's going on with Liberian people or what's not going on. No, he's just trying to use that as a little bit of, covered up before people come for him. But Judge Weah doesn't care about the Liberian people. If he did, we would have seen that for the past 6 years. So he shouldn't come here and he can ride or around people like Vasco and Marvin on the sycamore tree, but not in a public and doing a interview like that. So yeah, that's all I want to say about that.
So, Emmy, we will play a video at the end of this conversation, but let's get Vasco to come in. I had to link. So, let's have Vasco to come in. Vasco, go ahead, sir. Let's hear you.
Thank you, Nelson.
Vasco, do you have a fan on or what?
You want to turn that fan off?
Vasco, please put your AC on and turn the fan off.
Vasco, Vasco,
AC on. Yeah, but that's it.
Vasco, is it true that your current went off the other day that LEC using?
Yeah, sometimes we can have problem, when they're doing some maintenance work somewhere.
But people are playing politics.
I'll ask Mama Ruth.
They didn't say no.
I'll ask Ruth.
Akami, you and Madam Ruth go back in the comment section.
In the same state.
In the same state. So Emmy says she wants to ask Madam Koba, but we'll do that at the end of the show. But go ahead, make your point on this issue because we have to continue.
Thank you, Nelson. Look, I mean, I sat here and listen. I wasn't coming on the show tonight, Nelson. But because when people don't understand certain things, we have to come and make the clarity. I see my brother struggling here. And you try to correct them, make them understand that we are in the Joseph Boakai area. This is Joseph Boakai government. We are discussing issue about this government. And everything the former president said, nobody can come out and tell us say what the former president said about this government allowed. But they will leave it and go back. And everything you're even saying back then, I don't know where you guys, because now everything happening like this on Facebook. So I don't know where you guys can always come from. Like, oh, Georgia, the auditor and that, and keep breaking the rules of this and that. Look, if the executive branch don't even have the power to get rid of Cabinet Janet, and the first thing you should know, the only people that had the power to get rid of Cabinet Janet was the House, and that was the procedure at the top. So, President Weah had nothing to do with it. Just President Weah didn't break any law when it comes to Janet removal. So I want you to get that. It is about clear. The poorest president in the world. Every other thing you're talking about, killing this, killing people, they all they thought this and that. My people, you guys sat down right in our country or sit down here. All of those cases were investigated and there were reports given. There was a top secretary and all Ministry of Information came out, but it was just like the $16 billion when the president brought crew to Liberia. Cross, thank you. Those people investigated that stuff and it came up to the public, but you guys came on Facebook and y'all saying your own thing. The people who didn't have problem with the procedures. And they said there was no $16 billion got missing. But someone who don't know anything about accounting,
so Vasco, we're talking about the thing the former president said yesterday. They carry on way back to
2018. No, I won't correct them. I won't correct them.
Check comment section.
I want for them to know that everything they've been saying here, everything they've been saying here, there is no truth in it. And then bring you back. And then go back to what the former president said. So y'all gotta go something good and come back. The former president, very clear. That's why I always saying we got serious comprehension problem on this show. And we need to set things straight here.
No, Vasco, please. We not get comprehension problem on the show.
No, we get it. You're not part of the people that have the comprehension.
We perceive things differently. No, I come in. We perceive things differently. We see things from different perspectives. It doesn't mean we have comprehension problem. You see it to be white. I see it to
but be. But not part of the comprehension problem.
Just something you see to be white and something you see to be. But then when you play the recording, all of them listening to the man clear. They hear what the man saying, but it's talking different thing. So that means a comprehension issue right there. And you understand? The man was clear. The man said, I'm not too sure. I can come out tomorrow and say I'm not running, or I can come out tomorrow and say I'm running. Simple English, or the man English can be so simple. You ain't gotta be doing like your American series thing here.
Nelson, can you
if the Liberian people call me, I will answer to their call. That's why he said. And if the party put me on the ticket and the Liberian people agree, I will answer to their call. Simple. That's what President Weah said. So if that times come and CDC got someone else to put on the ticket and they start to leave President Weah up, he's not that what ambition person who just want to be in leadership. We need to be careful. Look, everything that's happening right now, in 6 months' time, it had double what President Weah did wrong. This government have done more wrong than President Weah 6 years. And it's just, I mean, I'm confused. It's just all over the place. Nothing is right. You never saw the incompetent people fighting to any of the ministry.
You have 20 seconds. You have 20 seconds to
You
wrap
never
up.
saw the incompetent people as you guys call us or classify us to be. There was no brutality, people beating each other, fighting. There was nobody in our government just go outside unilaterally and just take some a company and just bring it in the country. But up going through the proper channel.
How about Ito and Igbo map? The Ito and Igbo map deal. Do you remember that?
The Ito and Igbo map deal was discussed, Nelson. You know it was discussed in the house. It not just in. That deal was discussed in the house, and it was finalized. That time you saw people running. Today when I see Farigan, you were taking plea running all over. But today you say, oh, we need yellow machine. Now the machine come. Now the machine come. Now the people machine they can come outside because you need
no, we're going to the yellow machine. No, we're going to the yellow machine thing. That's the next conversation.
Okay.
So just wrap up in 10 seconds now. Yeah. So wrap up in 10 seconds.
Brother, we need to be factual here. Like I always say, this is a big show. I wasn't coming on the show today, but I'm keen to just fact check you guys. Very wrong. What's somebody want even say who advancing President Weah? Who advancing former President Weah? The man is a former president. He has the right to run to be president. When you have this America here, that Donald Trump here running, who going to ask or say who advancing Donald Trump?
Thank you.
The biggest country in the world.
Thank you.
They may just win the court. You know, how many charges against him, but he's running to be president. But when I Liberia, America sanction one person there, they will be calling the person this and that.
Thank you, Vasco. Thanks a lot for your input on this topic. We want to transition now. Emmy, thankfully, your video is uploaded. So we'll play your video. We'll end up with that video. It's a very important video. I watched the video and I was very touched by it. It's very important, especially for a country like ours. But I want to
I'll buy you a drink.
And Nancy, make sure you play the video in its entirety.
But you know, one of the issues I have with the video is that the video is it's good. It's something that every Liberian needs to listen to. And if you're watching the show now, share the program before we get at that point. Let's have people to listen to this particular video we're gonna play. But again, the problem I have with the video is that it's 9 minutes. So it's like the entire closing time, we just play the video, we'll close the show, we'll go. But I want us to transition. Vasco, thank you for your point. I want us to transition to this yellow machine issue. When this news broke out, a lot of people were concerned. Some celebrated, some were in shock, some were praying that I hope the things are not true. While others were saying that we pray that this thing become a reality. At a point, it appears that it appears as though everything was just down. It wasn't going to happen anymore, and all of that. You know, it was especially for those who had high hopes that this yellow machine, 285 pieces, people who were desperately in need of this, their hopes were being dashed. And then it got to a point where the information minister had to speak to this issue to confirm that indeed the yellow machine that you people heard about will be in Liberia. Now, so many people have yearned for this yellow machine because it is going to significantly help in addressing the issue of road connectivity across Liberia. Well, others are asking the hard questions. Other people are asking the hard questions. Hard questions like, how are we getting those machines? What are we going to pay back? What is Liberia giving back in return? Who are those giving the yellow machine? What are their credibilities? To what extent is this yellow machine thing going to add to the image, better the image, or damage the image of our country? These are questions. So it's like you're already hungry, as in your roads being damaged, and somebody offer you a plate of food, as in getting the yellow machine. But you're asking them, man, like, give me the food here. I know the meal. In case the man put something in the food for me to eat it, for something to happen to me. I mean, This is where we find ourselves. So in the midst of the back and forth, information minister confirmed, but not just that. The man who sits at the gateway of the country's economy, the NPA boss, Honorable Sekou Dukle, has finally confirmed that the earth moving equipment are in the country. He has confirmed the arrival of a consignment of the yellow machines in the country. But what does this mean for Liberia? Is it something we should celebrate, or is it something we should be skeptical about? To what extent is this yellow machine going to impact the lives of the ordinary people? Should we even be worried about how we're getting those yellow machines? I mean, let's have a conversation around this. To really, let's kickstart the conversation with you. Your thoughts?
Yeah, nothing. You know, I'm not an economist, and I'm not going to pretend to be one. But one thing I know for a fact, in my Econ 101 from my freshman year, we talk about production, distribution. I think you don't need to be an economist to actually know that. So roads is very essential in the services, you know, moving goods from place to place, and not just moving goods and services, but but just having that whole reliable source of transportation helps a lot. We know Liberia is not a 24-hour economist, and that obviously have all other factors that affecting that. We want to be electricity and stuff like that. But let lead on out. So we talk about the yellow machine, the significance of it. You cannot enumerate the significance, Nelson. The trouble that people face every year in our country. Farming is already a very challenging thing in Liberia. But the least you can do, or at least people that are struggling to farm, give them a chance, give them a fighting chance where they can deliver that low goods and service. I think it was Spoon that actually carried a story a couple of years ago from a village somewhere in the southeast where the woman had like a warehouse filled with food stuff that they could not get into any mainland Liberia because of the rules. And their fear was that everything was poor and nobody would pay for them. That in itself is a problem. So, and I know a lot of people have issue with, you know, the procurement process, blah, 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 for crying out loud. You know, sometimes we're getting something and we need to do something. And let me say this. And I don't want to be, you know what I'm saying? Look, I was looking at a guy when you know what, to hell with some things now. See, that's exactly what I really want to say. Okay? No, look, let me tell you this, man. If look, Rudolph, look, let me tell you, look, Nancy, you are muted. Let me say this, brother.
Why do you want to single me out, Touré?
No, brother, because you
No, Touré, I'm saying,
yeah.
Touré, I'm saying that you're trying to face things, but it's difficult.
I mean, I'm trying to fix things, but at the end of the day, I'm trying to talk, but at the same time, I'm not trying to talk. That's what I said to hell. Look, let me tell you this, right? I was looking at Martin when Martin appeared on Spoon that day, and that guy gave some staggering numbers. This guy was talking about from 2000, from any beginning president up to Joe, we have 6 years, that we are spending damn near $1 billion on these lawmakers. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about $1 billion with a B on these lawmakers, bro. What have that done for Liberia? What have that? I mean, you spending $1 billion on lawmakers and you don't have roads? Bro, in Liberia, I traveled through Sierra Leone to Guinea and stuff like that. Liberia is the least in the Mano River in terms of roads. We are the least. We're beyond all these countries. That is a shame for each whole country like Liberia. So sometimes you need to contravene some rules for the greater good of society. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. All right. People will say, but Toure, he can't be. No, at the end of the day, we have done so many wrong things in our country. If you're gonna contravene some rules and regulation or try to sanction some rules and regulation for the greater good of society, and a rational person can look at this thing to be a good thing. Now, see, I'm sorry, man. A lot of people some people going to heaven, some people going to hell. And bulk of the people go to hell because they didn't do some of the things that they probably doing with the yellow machine issues. God said, I'll look at it and say, yeah, even though you violated this, but this are the good for society, you go to heaven, you go to hell. That's how I look at the situation.
Toure, stop confusing us. Toure, you gotta take a side. You gotta take a side and defend that side. You gotta take a side and tell us why that side you're taking is good. Are these machines worth celebrating? Is there any reason why Liberians should be concerned about how the procurement process is and how we're getting it? Should we celebrate because we have these machines? Because it's going to provide opportunity for our people to get connected, road connectivity, and all of those things. Are these reasons tangible enough for us to celebrate these machines? Now, the NPA boss has confirmed that the machines are in the country. They are coming.
Nothing. Desperate time calls for desperate measure. The great Malcolm X once said, he said, do it by whatever means necessary. You know what I'm saying? Look, let me tell you this, Nelson. I'm not saying, look, I might have some issue with the procurement process. Obviously, I get it. But there's a deal that was so good that you cannot give it a second thought, right? Cap on it. Let build some kind of comparison here, right? So you want to tell me the removal of cabinet Janet or constitutional violation, right? Or sort of violated our basic tenure of laws in the country. That's a violation. That could come and haunt us from generation to generation. So you're talking about a yellow machine? You think why the lawmaker crying for? Because you're procure, because are chopping there and not get involved in it. That's exactly what is halabullering or how you nursing like to say it. Let me tell you the nursing. I did not like part of the procurement process, but I'll be damned if I tell you, say, I'm not celebrating the yellow machine. Absolutely, I'm celebrating it. And I don't care what it is, brother. We'll reach on the table, we'll discuss that. But let me tell you this. I am very proud of how this government is proceeding right now. We were on yesterday with the MD, Sekou Dukle. You know what I mean? When we talk about transparency and opening government for the people, I mean, that brother was opening stuff up. So, Vasco, you mean to tell me that Ellen left 400 employees at the Freeport? Your government came and inflicted that for about 2,000 employees? Give me a break, man. Talking about putting people in position to steal. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toure. Let's hear from you, Charles. Go ahead. Your thoughts.
All right. So when it comes to the issue about yellow machines, again, like you said, people will ask some of the hard questions. And I think I'm one of those persons I'm going to ask some of those hard questions. Again, let me make this clear. A yellow machine is good for our country. We need it. We need it. Badly, we need it. We need it to develop our roads. We need it to have access from farm to market. We need connectivity in our country, one end to another. And so the yellow machines, those 285 machines, definitely going to be a very good thing for our country. We're going to develop our roads. Whatever way it will grade the road is fine. At least we have something. But like you said, those hard questions, we don't just want to get something today that will suffer the generation tomorrow to come. We don't just want to get machines today that tomorrow it will cost us a lot, even more than what they gave us. And so if this process is going through the right means, the right procurement, and we are not giving more than what they're giving us, we accept it. Again, when we just backtrack, you realize that there are some concessions agreement that our government signed that's affecting this generation today. And one of those I would name Firestone Rubber Plantation is one area. The concessions that our people signed with that company years ago, and not even early time, but I believe Ellie did some she went over it with them. Still, it's still having impact on us today. And so we don't want the issue of a yellow machine to be like that. Our generation, we have sign-minded people. We have critical thinkers. And so at this point, we just don't want to accept something that will cause our unborn children to pay for. But again, it's a very good initiative if it is coming the right way.
Charles, the process, the procurement process and everything, and that of the fact that we have those equipment, which of the two you think we should be more concerned about?
We have to be concerned about both, Nelson. We have to be concerned about both. And it's just clear.
But if we would say that, regardless of where it's coming from, we want this machine and it's good. We have it, like Toure said, right? I don't care where it's coming from, man. We need it. People have been breaking law in this country. It didn't benefit the country. Well, if it is about breaking the system to benefit this country this time, then we need it. But
Nelson, here's the thing, right?
How is that? Oh, I'm coming. How is that going to be different from the people? Some of the people who were criticized yesterday when they said when Ito and Igbo Math deal came, and someone said we want a deal in order to construct the road, in order to build road, to get the places in. Even if it comes from the devil's belly, we want it. How is that different? Are we making progress with respect to the way we proceed in acquiring some of these deals or whatever? On behalf of the country?
Yes, the play my problem comes.
Yeah.
For change to take place, we have to stand our ground as people. Mm-hmm. For the right thing to be done, for our society to be developed, for our country to be developed, we have to stand our ground. We cannot keep postponing things over and over. There's no change. If change is supposed to take place, it take place. Let it start now. And today we are facing a problem with the company in Cape Town. They are supporting our roads. They are making money from our country. Those companies have money to develop that roads. But because of some of those agreements that they signed with government, they will not use it on the road. They will not use that money on the road. So they preferred destroying the road and taking their goods out of the country and making the money and not giving out anything. Taking into consideration Firestone Rubber Plantation. Even rubber bowl, they're not making it in our country.
Thank you.
Even rubber bowl, they're not making it in our country. Imagine tires. Tires are more expensive in Liberia. But imagine Liberia is the second, as tend to be corrected, the second highest producer of rubber in the world.
Thank you,
and
Charles.
We still can make even rubber pen. We can't even make pen. And we're paying more money for rubber stuff and getting it from Guinea and other countries around here. So we don't want that kind of agreement. We don't want that kind of negotiation.
Thank you. Let's take Vasco, then we're going to take Rudolph and Emmy. Vasco, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you, Nelson. Look, now we are in the rainy season, right? All of the roads in the country, especially the ones in the rural area, they are all damaged. Can the yellow machine they're talking about, Can they work on any road during the rainy season? No. So what is the rush for?
Are you an engineer, Vasco?
Let's see again.
But that's what Vasco is saying. What Vasco is saying, the yellow machine is for the country. So what are rainy season or dry season? We have 2 seasons in our country. So if the machine come in rainy season, they can keep that machine and wait for dry season and do our roads.
What is the rush? No. What? You know
what the argument?
Let's see. This machine coming during the rainy season, they will just pack it until you cannot take that heavy iron and put it on a muddy road to work. You see all the trucks hitching. When it is raining, you cannot put any heavy duty machine on the road to work. You have to, those machines can only be useful during the dry season when the road is a little bit dry. So what is the rush? We got 2 conflicting statements from these people. The president of the country said that his friends, he has some of his friends didn't want to give him a machine. Remember, Kabila is saying something different. And today, they're coming back to us, the Liberian people.
Vasco, are you excited about those machines or not? Are you celebrating those machines or not?
Listen, I'm not excited about the machine. You know the reason why I'm not excited? But machine coming to the country, it is a good thing. Yes, it is a good thing. But I'm not excited. Because the precedent that this government is setting on breaking the laws, it's going to give other government to come. Because these people keep to power based on change. So when you come to power based on change, and this is a transparent government, everything you want to do, bringing machines to the country, it shouldn't be secret. Bringing buses to the country, it shouldn't be secret. We should know how we get in the buses. We should know how we get in the machine. Look at the kind of disgrace our country went on the video on the sea bus issue. When they said that we saw buses coming, they saw 300 buses coming. The buses came, they had to go back. Today, they told them even going to parade the machine today. That today we're expecting to see the parade of the machine. But it cannot be done because they need to pay that money. After the tour, it was free. It was a gift to the Liberian government. And this is where some of the question came from. So what this president is doing right now, Nelson, the president can be impeached for these things. He can be impeached. And I'm sending this to the House of Representatives, to our lawmakers. Please, just really sit and allow these people to break all the laws in the country. They may defy the Supreme Court the last time on tenure issue. Now he bringing 285 machines in the country without any procurement process. And they know the law. All the law, President Weah, he's signatory to most of the law because he was the president of the Senate when most of the law took effect. Why would you sit down and allow people just run the government the way they want to run it? And this also go to my party, the CDC. We shouldn't sit. This is the time. These people are giving us enough stuff for us to protest about in our country. We need to put our government feet to fire and call our lawmaker to impeach this president. Because what we're looking at, we allow this president to go for another 2 to 3 years, like bro, our country will be completely damaged.
Thank you, Vasco. Let's hold you there. We'll take some calls. Let's take.
Nancy, please send me the number. I got my friends send me the number to call. I'll text you.
Okay, so Rudolph go then. Amy will take us to the phone line. Yeah, the number will be up.
Okay.
Oh, Vasco, you want to call again? Why you already on the show, man?
No, my man want to call on the show too now.
No, I'm just kidding. You know, Nelson, change should be embraced, but then the methodology of change should be critically looked at. And you see, that is why in history doesn't favor people like Malcolm X as much as history favors Dr. King. even though they both were pushing change. And I said this to say that, you know, Nelson, it is obvious, right, that we want change. We want to see things work, but we want to see things work in the rightful manner. And I mean, it's no secret that these machines are going to be, I mean, to serve as some, I mean, to bring some level of upliftment to our common people, especially those ones who live in the countryside. It's no secret that we are going to experience some level of boost in our country's economy. It's no secret. And you know, I will expect the people to celebrate. Let me just be clear on that. I will expect the people in those parts of the country to celebrate. I will expect even the people who like just those people who go back and forth, who need smooth roads and stuff. I will expect them to celebrate. But then there is a reason why some of us are here, are sitting up here, and we have been somehow empowered to speak to them. I would not expect Toure to celebrate. Yeah, but I will expect Malcolm to celebrate. You know, on this show, Toure is somebody who, in my view, has clarity of thoughts. So when you see him trying to wrestle with his thoughts, that in itself tells you that something that is not right. And that is what I saw here tonight. Nelson, for so long, like, I mean, you know, Charles just took the words out of my mouth when he mentioned Firestone, he mentioned what's the fraud company that snowed and brought and stuff like that. He took the words out of my mouth. Nelson, when will we start to set standards? And you know, Vasco said, in fact, JMB will be setting bad precedents. No, we want him to start to set good precedents because the bad precedent has already been set ever since. So some of us came on here and campaigned for JMB and pressured our people to vote for him because we believe that he will come to set standards. We campaign on the back of accountability, justice, openness, which is transparency. These are things that we campaign on, Nelson. In fact, even these fraud agreements that we saw Mr. Weah and his gangs bringing, we campaign on them. So for us to sit here and pay a blind eye because it's JMB, I don't care who it is. My loyalty is to the country first, before any politician or before anybody. Mr. Weah time it was bad, JMB time it should be bad, and we should speak against it. The time is now for us to, start to see standards because
Rudolph, you are saying that Liberians should be kicking against yellow machine when their roles are completely disconnected.
No,
Liberians should be kicking against yellow machine when they don't have access to farm to market roads. Is that the point you're making, Rudolph?
No, Nelson, then you did not understand.
Why should we not be celebrating yellow machine at this time, Rudolph?
Nelson, then you did not understand me, brother. I said that I expect the people, man Komosa, man Seba, man Kebenen, to celebrate.
Okay, what do you think? What do you think? Forget man Kumasa, man Seba, man. What do you think?
Nelson, you know, if you ask me, I think
no. Okay. Let me put it this way. Do you agree with Vasco on that?
You know, I don't agree with Vasco when he said that the people should not be happy. I agree with Vasco when he said that on this platform we should not be happy, and that is why I said Nelson. Some of us on this platform we are privileged, where we are the selected few who come on here. So we have some level of authority to talk to our people. That in itself means that maybe for for some reason, we have some level of clarity that our people in the countryside do not have. So when we come on here, we should be critical. We should be very critical on this platform, and that's what I'm saying. That's it.
Rudolph, in 10 seconds, so we go to Emmy and go to the phone lines. Rudolph, where do you stand on this yellow machine issue?
Where I stand is that this government should set standard on. This government should be accountable, should be transparent, and should come and talk to us and tell Liberian people the process. They should walk us through the entire procurement process. Whatever company that is giving this machine, they should be checked. We should go on their website and know if they are even legal in the first place. What have their business like? Who have they been working with in the past? With Nelson, we have to understand these things. We cannot not just come on here and clap for JMB. No, because we ignore those things in the past, and they are haunting us now. Like my brother Charles said about Firestone. Nelson, since the days of Tobot, we had that bad deal sign. It still affects us today. Let us not make the same mistake. JMB was voted because we wanted him to stand up for us young people, because our time will come, and we need to be held by our standard. Thank you.
Thank you. Ture, I know you want to change your position, but you're not getting 20 seconds.
Nessie, you got to give me 10 seconds. My man, the procedure of the program, when someone mention your name, you have to get it. Rudolph, call my name. You have to give me 10 seconds. You have to, Nelson. That's a policy. So look, let me say the rule. Rudy, let me tell you, Rudy, right? At the end of the day, look, you saw it, and Nelson saw it. I was struggling with it. I really was. But at the end of the day, I'm looking at it from this perspective. Number one, I don't think JMB is going to actually sign up to any bogus consignment, right? I want to believe that he's not going to do that, right? And I understand you have to look. Everything's not perfect, bro. Even the great United States that we in here, not everything can go right. I mean, I'm telling you, they don't kind of talk it over. Let me tell you this, right? So long, if that Joey or something, oh hell no, all hell will break loose. You know what I'm saying? But this is JMB though. I don't think that Papi will put all his credibility on the line to try to sound the Liberian people on some kind of bogus agreement. I want to believe that, and I hope that's the case. And for all of the Firestone, bro, Charles brought up about, I totally agree. But I look at the risk factor though. That Firestone 100 years agreement with them, that was just a nonsense. But this is how much is going to rough and run? $50 million.
Okay.
Bro,
thank you.
For what it will do for the country, that's something that I can put my head on the chopping board for.
Thank you very much. We're going to take Emmy. After Emmy, I will highlight some of the comments in the comment section that are related to this talking point, and then we'll go to the phone lines to hear from our folks out there. But Emmy, go ahead. Let's hear your take.
Okay, Nelson. So I heard what everybody said already, right? I want to ask, is the legislature complaining that the president did not go to them about anything concerning this machine, and he was supposed to go at a certain time, he haven't done that?
You know, when you say the legislature, so the legislature as a body has not raising concern, but individual members of the legislature have raised some serious concerns about this. So let me put it that way.
Yeah, so because I'm confused, right? I'm asking this question because we're saying here raising these concerns. We're not the one who's going to look at these deals. Oh, we want to know. I mean, they're not bringing it to us if it's not in the press, right? The people that supposed to be dealing with these stuff. So I just wanted to know if they are complaining that the president just wanted them and just like said, screw them. I don't care about it. And just doing whatever. And I think, Ture, I know it's a little something you're getting a big down, but I'm going to agree with you, right? Let's take the lashes together, brother. So, I agree with the whole Firestone something. I think that's a bad example to set with this yellow machine because Firestone we're talking about 100 years and stuff, and what did we see that Liberia benefited from that? That we were kind of compare it to a yellow machine that's supposed to come in and build roads. If they have to connect every counties, I'm hoping. But let's just say if they have to do that and every farm to market roads and taking out people from out of the mud and no pregnant women getting stuck in the mud and dying because the roads are bad. How does that compare to Firestone? I don't see anything that Liberia gained from Firestone agreement or whatever or anything. So I think it's a bad example for us to set.
Firestone creates jobs. You know,
so the jobs that Firestone create that the workers are crying every day. They're not living. They're living a deplorable life. They do whatever they want to do to them. Bridges broken in Firestone, and the company, the people are not being held reliable to do anything. They're just doing whatever they want. No, it's not a deal that was something when they're ready to just fire people when they want to, and it just. I mean, it's not like I said. It's a bad example. Okay, this mission, we do agree. I do agree that the right thing should be done. Okay, but like Terrell already said, I don't believe that JMBs will do something so bad that would do that to put Liberia in trouble. I'm not saying he shouldn't do the right thing, but if I had to go and be battling with people that's trying to sabotage my development or whatever I'm trying to do because they are on the other side and want to throw mud in it or want to stall it and detain it or whatever, lack of better word, to do that. And if I can bring it in and do that, will do that. I bring people more good than bad. I think I will embrace that. I guess some of us are feeling this way because of what we've seen like people going through, right? By no means am I saying that GMB shouldn't do the right thing. Don't get me wrong here. But for the lack of good roads and stuff and all the suffering our people are going through, when you see something like this, I mean, you had no choice but to be excited about it. Yes, you want to know how is it coming in. You want to know what they're gaining from Liberia and all of that. But come on, guys, what do we really have to lose from there? Something according to my boys from the second military, they say Wodogizi Mountain, right? And what thing else? And for me, you can have all the Wodogizi if you want to. Have all the Marshall territory if you want to. If you're connecting all of those roads, all of those bad roads for 170 years, and like I said, our people are not getting stuck in the mud, and pregnant women are not dying, and people can take that goose from the farm and get to something, and the economy is booming and everything. What is it sitting there? What is it doing for anybody in the country? Nothing. Apart from the politician bringing people in, and then they're giving them kickbacks, and they're getting rich out of our country, and for something that will benefit the people, I don't think that we should be so, or if the legislature is not complaining that as a body to say, oh, they have him, he just ignore us, he just disrespected us and just brought it in, and they are all here, they're just working and nothing had to come. Then yes, it's a little concern there because that's another branch of government. You should have to give them that respect. I understand that, but the way we in the on these little talk shows and politician or politics, second military boys and other people there that running around with it and making it seem, I don't think the whole thing, the whole procurement process or whatever JMB is done with it, or he just, I think we should wait before we start to run around here, start to act like, oh, he's doing it on here, he has broken more law than we are, he's done it on here. No, I don't think he's that irresponsible to do something like that. And even if he was doing something, I don't think it would be something that would destroy Liberia. I truly want to believe that. But with that being said, yes, he should do the right thing. The right thing is to go to the legislature to know how these things are coming in. Yeah, he should do it.
Thank you.
Nelson, can I have 10
Thank you.
seconds?
Thank you very much. I want to go to the comment section and
seconds, please.
highlight a few of
let me have
10 seconds,
comments
please.
related to this discussion.
Let me have
Yes,
10
okay, Rudolph, please take 10 seconds, and you can take 10 seconds as well, Charles. We have to wrap this up. And I mean 10
Rudolph,
seconds
go ahead.
because I have
You're
my
done.
Yes, okay, but then I would just ignore the point and address the serious one. Nelson,
Yeah.
I think people are mostly focused on the mineral laws, monetary laws. I mean, for me, that is not the perspective that I am speaking from. Nelson, let's look at the impact that is going to have on the next generation, right? So now we have young conscious men like some of us growing up, and maybe one of these days our people may call on us, right? And we might find ourselves in that position. Nelson, until we can get there, if we continue to see bad things going on, guess what? We would think that it's a normal thing to do these things. So where I am coming from is that we should set a standard so that after JMB, whoever that will come will know that you have to be accountable to the people. You have to be transparent, and you have to do the right thing at all times. Thank you.
Thank you, Rudolph.
Yes.
You want to take 20 seconds quickly?
Yes. So I will just speak quickly
Yeah,
to the issue of a Firestone.
Yeah, go.
So the issue of a Firestone, right? And the reason why you see me make that comparison or that scenario is because it has to do with this same issue about signing document and concessions. And you talk about things that Firestone have housing units in Mangibi for people. Firestone have employees that are Liberians. Firestone have electricity in their territory. With those things, we can say, okay, they're giving something to the country, but what they're giving us is it worth what they took from us or they are taking from us? No. So with the yellow machine issues, there are some hard questions, like we said, we need to ask. The yellow machine we're talking is not coming today and they're going to start paving roads. No, they need to get the technicians, those people that will be able to move the equipment. We don't even have that. Maintenance issues. So those are things that we need to look at. And for any reason, again, I said, if we pay more than what we're giving for this machine, we have to think about it twice.
Thank you. I want to go to the comment section now and bring in a few of the comments that are related to this conversation here tonight. Let me highlight a few of the comments, and then we'll go to the phone line shortly to take some calls. So I see Konya Lofa here. He says the buses are for Ghana, and they are very old buses. The machines are new, so we will accept them. However, the government needs to tell the Liberian people the details about. Can you guys see the comment I'm highlighting here?
Now we're seeing it now. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. It says, however, the government of Liberia, the government needs to tell the Liberian people the details about the machines. And I see Gerald Kano here. He says, but some people on here say accountability and transparency are tabata. I don't know what he means by that. But let's go and we'll take 4 more comments related to this. And so Gerald here again, he says Firestone is a perfect example of a bad deal that could be repeated in this administration if people don't ask proper questions. And Gerald, thanks for that contribution. This is something we wish we can do regularly. And let's see if we can take another comment that's related to the conversation tonight. We will look for comment that savor, very, very savor, and strictly to the issues we're talking about here tonight. So wow. Now it's moving so fast. So I think we're going to hold it at that and move to the comment section and see if we can take some calls. Let's take some calls. So you can call us up. So Vasco, you were asking about the number. I'm about to put the number up here now so we can have our first calling in. So we have the first call. We have the first call from here. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you call from, sir?
Good morning, Leslie. I think it's in the morning hours in the or in the evening.
Yeah, it's morning.
Well, I know we are called from Australia, and I'm Rachel Yossi.
Okay, let's hear you.
First of all, I want to say thanks to Vasco and the entire studio guests for bringing this important discussion. But one thing I wanted to bring up our mind is we need to ask ourselves a few questions. Are the machines that people breaking? Are they real machines?
It's inclusive of everything. It's not just road. It's not just the yellow machine or the road machine. It's inclusive of even the trucks that are used to, carry the dice. The excavator. The engineers know the different names of
Let me say something to
moving equipment.
I know exactly what I'm telling you, Nelson. I work in the industry, so I know exactly what I'm telling you. They are not necessarily for roads. There are road machines that we need, equipment that we need the roaders. The one that can, after you are create a road, the one that's supposed to make the road smooth. The leader ones. So when you put pressure on the roads to create them down. All the machines are fuel prices. That's the first thing we should understand. The second thing is when we are in studio and we're talking about
Hello.
Are you getting me, Leslie?
Okay, now I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so when we're talking about machines, we're talking about transport, but developing labor, transparency, we cannot leave it out. If we were questioning previous government about not doing the right thing, why now we can question this government? The first thing is you cannot bring equipment into the country before talking to the legislature to pass a budget, and you have to buy the machines. The first thing, how did the machine come to Liberia?
Thank you.
Should be our concern.
Thank you very much. That's a great point right there. Let's take more calls. You have the WhatsApp number pinned right there on the screen. And Vasco, you can share that as well. Or if the person who wants to make the input, but you said that your phone is what you're using to call on the show, right? To be on the show, right?
Yeah. I mean, I already text them to see you. When they see it, they will call.
Okay. So, yes, so you can call.
You begging them for a call?
I'm begging you for a call. Listen, I beg you, don't put yourself on the line for the people yellow machine, baby. Nobody don't see it. Nobody knows.
That's the host. What do you mean? Don't put yourself on the line.
I respect you. You are very good, Jenny. Don't put yourself on the line. All we know the guy yellow machine to the Pope, but we don't know the kind of yellow machine in there. And I believe the people that the guy yellow machine to the Pope.
Yeah, we're going to come back, Vasco. Let's take the last batch, of course. Hello, you are live. Let's hear you, sir.
Nelson, it's Tommy Jr. Thanks for the call and good evening, good morning to all of our wonderful panelists. I just want to echo what a lot of people have said so far. I think we cannot compromise transparency just because this government mantra, when they were running, was based entirely on the fact that they were going to be transparent, they were going to do things differently. And transparency, the only way that they can silence a lot of these concerns is just to tell us, be honest with us. You have to keep in mind that initially the rumors out there was that these machines were, and then when that information did not sit well, and again, Spoon was one of the first network to expose that it wasn't a gift, and they said, oh, well, we're going to pay for it, but we haven't paid for it yet. Maybe it on self-pay. How did machine come and show up first, and you'll be asking somebody to pay for it? That's self-pay we're doing? Nothing. Transparency matters, and I think we're going to continue to hold this government feet to the fire. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Tommy Jr. for your input. And this is important. Transparency and accountability should be the hallmark of any responsible government. And this is where we are. Let's take this person here. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you call from? Hello, can you hear me? We lost this caller here. Let's see if we can take another one from this end. Hello. Hello. Today is like at some point we're gonna have to do the same thing. Maybe you have to put your number up at some point to get our folks. I don't know. I think the number was deleted. Okay, but I think I have George here. George on the line. He wants to make an input. Hello, go ahead, George. You are live on the show.
Thank you, Nelson, and thank you to everyone for your points. Look, Nelson, the reason I'm really, sitting by my computer here and I'm really worried about Liberia is how hypocritical we can become. Yesterday, what was bad today is good. Mm-hmm. We have a law in the country that forbids you buying anything without the PPC, right? The PPCC, we have a law that says you PPCC, have, the process. Yeah, the process. And we have a law again that you cannot spend money that you don't have. That means legislation has to go into place to make sure that the appropriate money before you go out to even engage into a contract. Here we are today. People went ahead and got materials and brought it in the country and said we must pay for it. So, regardless of what benefit it brings to us, what are we trying to say? Are we trying to say when we are Dorsey is bad, or when Waka Dorsey is good? Where are we going to with that sort of mindset? It baffles me when I hear people trying to defend something that is indefensible. Waka cannot, or her government, maybe Waka is not in control, so we blame those people who are doing these things because Waka is not in control. So these people cannot contravene the law, and then we say, okay, we agree, because it's going to help us. So because my man died,
President Waka, you mean, right?
What the people are saying. No, Ture, let me just finish. Is that what you guys are saying? That because my man died, so I'm going to talk It is not possible. It's not going to happen.
But Josh, in the midst of everything you say, under the administration of President Weah, the Ito and Iboma, we saw the Ito and Iboma situation in the country, and the previous government pushed that. Again, we heard that even if it is from the devil's belly, once it's about development, we want it.
Okay, Nelson, that was different. And here's why it was different, Nelson. The legislators, right? They passed a law for Iboma. They passed it. Mm-hmm. It was agreed upon.
It was a 4G passage.
The first thing that happened.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, no, but it's still passed. So that made George Weah or President Weah or former President Weah went according to the law. He made sure he went through the legislature. So it's completely different. What we see here is a complete convention law, and that people would just go out and bring anything and say, "Oh, we must pay for it because we need it." And you think it's a law to go by? No, Nelson. This thing, look, Liberia will go 7 months of rainy season. Yellow machine cannot face.
Oh, George, your phone went off. George, your phone went off. George, we can hear you again. Your phone went off.
Wow. We can hear George.
You can hear George?
You can hear me.
Yeah, you can hear me. George on the show. George, you're right.
Guys. Okay, good. So Nelson, the thing is that we have 7 months that it rains. Yellow machine cannot face road during rainy season. Just look at the lodging company. Big trucks can spoil road. The yellow machine can only plow the road when it's dry. So that means only during dry season the machines can work. That's when they can make road. The only way you can face a good road if you use a yellow machine and then cover the dead with asphalt or chip seal. That's the only way you can get a good road. But if you guys bring all the yellow machines 200, they are going to be useless. Now saying anyway, President Waka is used to bringing in machines. During his time at the agriculture ministry, he brought green machine, and they are all packed in Fuya and useless. So he's bringing another yellow machine. So this time it's yellow, it's not green anymore.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day, guys.
Thank you very much. The Liberian people say they happy because they get machines. So
I got my number over there, but it's not displayed actually.
Oh, okay. Now I know why. Okay, but you wanna read the number out. Okay, can you put it in the private chat? Then I just copy and paste it to what I have here. Is it possible? You are muted, Ture. If you're talking to us, then
Right. In the meantime, you want to contribute to the show, guys? You can call me at 267-648-9692. And that number is 267-648-9692. Nelson, I'll forward it to you in the chat room. You can
okay. So let me just do this quickly. So you said the number is hold on.
267.
Okay, sorry. 267
648
648
9692.
Okay, 96, 92. Okay.
1996 and 1992.
Okay. 96, 92. Okay. So I think that's the number up there. Hopefully we can have that there most often.
That's
and
the
then
number right there.
so yes, I think we've dealt with this sufficiently. Okay, so let me squeeze in this final caller, then we can come back to do our closing. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you come from? Hello.
Vasco, you ran.
Hello. Okay, we lost that person. So I think we can come back to do our closing. So we will start with Rudolph, and then we'll go to Charles, and then we'll go to
Nelson, it's just 9 o'clock, Chief. We still got time. You want to? I'm sorry, we're not in the same place, but for me, yeah, it's 9 o'clock.
Oh, I thought you that you want to 9 o'clock. It's 2:49 a.m. here. 2:49 a.m.
Nelson gotta play the video.
Oh yes, I forgot.
Okay, so you guys want me to play the video, right?
Yeah, you can play the video before we can.
Yeah, we're just gonna go 30 seconds. You're close, then you play the video.
Oh, okay.
No, let me play the video. You want to close after the video. There'll be no 10 seconds.
Ture, is it that you have a call or what?
I got a call. Sorry is actually calling.
Is he all right?
All right. Hello, caller. What's your name and where you calling from?
My name is Bilan Soare, and I'm calling you a senior prophet.
Volume. We can't really hear it, man.
Oh, the call dropped.
Is he going from Citizen Community?
I think Vasco friend, Vasco brother.
Yeah, what was that? He said you're calling from Citizen
Caller, what's your name? Where you
Community?
calling from?
Yeah, Nelson, thanks for taking my call. Good morning, folks. Thanks to the
Ture, you still have the
show.
guy there?
Hello?
Yeah,
the call drop again.
Yeah, go ahead. Correct on what the previous caller just talked about.
Yeah,
we all know you cannot fix road during the dry season, during the rain season, but you use yellow machine also for maintenance. I remember when we were picking in our country, all of our roads have always been dusty road before the war, but nobody used to drive through Ivory Coast to get to Liberia during the rain season. Our country, people used to drive from Monrovia to Maryland during the rainy season because public works were maintaining the road. They were not using fork and spoon to maintain the road. They used yellow machine to maintain the road during the rainy season.
Thank
so
you.
that previous caller should get his facts straight and start lying. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Sometimes I wonder as to whether Francis got cool blood. You know what? Princess must have some cool. Do you still have the color there to read, or you want us to wrap up?
Hello?
Hey, caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? You're loud and clear.
Thank you. My name is Soare Bila, and I'm calling you as usual from Philadelphia.
Oh.
Well, I appreciate you guys for the wide unique analysis. And basically, I listen to somebody, sometimes we just want to play the destiny role. But I must say, disagreement with some of the analysis basically under the yellow machine thing. Firstly, when we discussed the yellow machine issue on the platform, we said it was a very good thing. And we said, let's be careful as to how we celebrate certain things, because that's Liberia. We have seen
projects, a pump project coming to Liberia, but the social aspect of it has not been something that the Liberian people have feel, so we should be very careful. But somebody called and said, when President Weah, but then Minister of Agriculture, or House of whatsoever nomenclature they used to call him, that he brought in yellow machine they are packing to Weah. I think that information was
green machines.
No, he actually said green. He actually said green machine. Sorry.
Say that?
He said green machine.
Yeah, green machine. A minister cannot bring green machine. Let's get this thing clear. He has no authority to bring it as a minister. But then, these are basic clarity that we should be making. Somebody just called and said, President Weah brought machine, a green machine. They were packing all of. No. Somebody should be careful with getting that information. I think that was the clarity I needed to make. But the machine issue, we need to be careful as people. And sometimes it baffles me at times for people to just see that these things should just come in country. That's the way, we should celebrate. Yeah, it is a very good thing we are selling, but at least when you try to be so transparent and accountable to your people by giving them the right information, we as supporters of the government will not come on the public platform and struggle to defend some of these things. So that is why the government need to be open on some of these information. And listen to the information. You cannot just say, yes, we are acknowledging the fact that the machine are coming in country. What are some of the business information? What we stand to benefit? How is it coming? Is it a grant? Are we buying it? What is the process leading to some of the machine coming to the government, to the country? What was wrong yesterday, it is wrong today. Let's keep saying these things so as to get the better government, good government. Thank you very much.
Okay, sorry. Thank you very much.
my brother. Sorry. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, caller, what's your name and where you calling from?
No.
Hello, caller, what's your name and where you calling from?
Hey, Terry, how you doing, my brother?
I'm doing well, man. How are you? What's your say tonight?
Well, look, here's my take on all of these. I agree, to some extent to the yellow machine, but one of the things that I need to speak to is I hope the government at some point in time, I hope the government will recognize that there is something we call indirect investment by government when it comes to infrastructure, especially the roads. And I hope at some point in time they will encourage other private companies, because we all speak about jobs availability.
Right.
And I expect the government at some point they will have contracts. They will have the contract to private companies. People, I don't know how many of the companies that in Liberia that can construct roads, but I would suspect that in the near future you will have private companies, even Liberian own companies that can build roads. So to expand the employment in the industry of construction, government can issue these jobs to private companies. At least that way you can have a lot of these folks employed. Because the yellow machine coming there, probably was not going to be tackling all the roads everywhere, the Kenya Highway, the Nima Highway. So now when you allow the private companies to come in the industry to give them these jobs to construct the roads, you're tackling most of the highways at once. So my point here is that not only the yellow machine, but also looking at direction that, hey, at some point, you can go to the private company to expand the industry of the construction.
Okay.
I think that's something that we should be thinking about.
All right, brother. Thank you very much. Thank you for your take. I appreciate it.
Okay, thanks, man.
All right, brother. I think that's it. That's the final call from me, at least at this point. Amy, back to you, man. I think going through our posting now, right?
Play the video. What happened to his?
Yeah. Let Nancy can play the video.
It is about the two poorest presidents in the world. And these two presidents, their story is unbelievable. They are Ibrahim Traoré from Burkina Faso and José Mujica from Uruguay. When you listen to their stories, hear what they have done and what they are still doing, you will be marveled, and you will be thankful for God for bringing such good leaders onto the earth, because these two leaders are setting the template of good governance. And that is the reason we want to talk about them. José Mujica was president of Uruguay from 2010 to 2015. But one special thing about him is he never thought about himself. Instead, he thought about the people he governed. As a president, he was to collect $12,000 every month as salary. He looked at Uruguay and said, no, there is no way he can collect such big amount of money as a human being looking at the poor people in Uruguay suffering. That would be an injustice. He went to collect only $1,250. The rest money he gave it for charity every month the same. José Mujica, the world's poorest president. It's a common grumble that politicians' lifestyles are far removed from those of their electorate. Not so in Uruguay. Meet the president, who lives on a ramshackle farm and gives away most of his pay. Laundry is strung outside the house. The water comes from a well in a yard, overgrown with weeds. Only 2 police officers and Manuela, a 3-legged dog, keep watch outside. This is the residence of the president of Uruguay, José Mujica, whose lifestyle clearly differs sharply from that of most other world leaders. President Mujica has shunned the luxurious house that the Uruguayan state provides for its leaders and opted to stay at his wife's farmhouse off a dirt road outside the capital, Montevideo. The president and his wife work the land themselves, growing flowers. This austere lifestyle and the fact that Mujica donates about 90% of his monthly salary, equivalent to $12,000, $7,500, to charity, has led him to be labeled the poorest president in the world. I've lived like this most of my life, he says, sitting on an old chair in his garden, using a cushion favored by Manuela the dog. I can live well with what I have. His charitable donations, which benefit poor people and small entrepreneurs, mean his salary is roughly in line with the average Uruguayan income of $775, $485 a month. Uruguay never had a good economy until José Mujica came into power. Since then, Uruguay has began to recover. Due to his good governance, after he ruled Uruguay, his wife later became vice president, which is unbelievable. And José Mujica, during the time he was reeling Uruguay, until today, he has only 1987 Vox. And he said that is enough for him. Now, let's go back to Africa to talk about Ibrahim Traoré, who is doing the same thing in Burkina Faso, or even doing more than José Mujica. I will tell you the reason Ibrahim Traoré is doing more than José Mujica. But they are all doing amazing things. Ibrahim Traoré is the youngest president in the world. He is not as old as José Mujica. At his age, he's supposed to be a big guy, an arrogant boy. But no, he is only young in flesh, but old and thinking. What do I mean by that? Ibrahim Traoré came into power in September 2022. When he came into power, he had one vehicle, and that vehicle is a Land Rover Defender 1991, bulletproofed. He decided not to change that vehicle up to today. That vehicle is what he drives everywhere he goes. He said, no need to change the vehicle, that Burkina Faso doesn't have enough money. Instead of changing the vehicle, he went ahead and bought tractors. And instead of approving SUV for senators, for governors, for local government chairmen, he used the money and bought tractors and sent people to farm. That is good governance. And one amazing thing about Ibrahim Traoré is he is not only sitting in government office. In most of his time, he carries his own gun, AK-47 or pistol, by himself, and go to the war fronts by himself. He visits construction sites. He visits poor people from one village to another with the Land Rover Defender 1991 model. He did not approve any vehicle for anybody. And look at what is happening in Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso is now having new airport, new route, new machinery for agriculture. Also, Burkina Faso is now acquiring drones for protection, and so on and so forth. Since he took over Burkina Faso has never had it so good as they are having it now. Because to change economy of a country is very, very easy. Just convert that money you are using unnecessarily, to use it to build factories, or use it to buy tractors. Send everybody to work. Whoever say he don't have work, go to farm. Now in some countries, when president enter into office, he approved SUV for himself, and 4 SUV for his escort, and SUV for every governor. The same SUV, which are Toyota SUV, latest model, to the local government chairman all over the country, and to the lawmakers and the senators. In most countries, this SUV, the number rise up to 1,000 pieces of SUV. Some of this SUV cost $200,000. In Africa, for example, almost 100% of all the African countries do what I'm talking about. They have SUV everywhere. None of them has ever thought that this money we are misusing would have been enough for us to use it to build factories, because each SUV of $200,000 can actually build 3 factories. Imagine 1,000 SUVs times by 3. That is 3,000 factories. If you have used your mind to use it to build factory, you will be having 3,000 factories every 4 years. But the leader doesn't want to do that. What they want to do is to be buying about 1,000 pieces of SUV every 4 years. Because every 4 years, there will be a new election, a new leader will be elected, a new governor will be elected, a new local government chairman will be elected, and it continues like that. Instead of using the little money Africa has, they are actually spending the money in Japan, unnecessarily. After seeing what José Mojica did in Uruguay and what Ibrahim Traoré is doing in Burkina Faso, I began to thank God. Why? Because we needed a template. We needed a template to show people that good governance is possible and the good governance changes the economy of a country. Burkina Faso is supposed to be the poorest country in Africa. But look at what Burkina Faso is doing. Today, Burkina Faso is much better than countries that have petrol in Africa. Much better than a country that have so many mineral resources that Burkina Faso doesn't. Why? Because the little money in Burkina Faso has been converted into industrialization, into factories, into protection for everybody, not for few politicians who will gather and take the money to Asia to pack Toyota SUV and share it within themselves. And every 4 years, they do the same. There is no way a country will run like that and be better and be productive. And any country who continue to pack their money to go to Asia and buy Toyota SUV every 4 years, that country is running into disaster because the economy will always go down. The country who think about development, who think about production, who think about farm, who think about to make a nice farm, who thinks about good governance will always get better. Thank you very much for watching, and be careful about the type of leader you vote for. If you see a leader who has exotic cars like Ferrari, like limousine, like Maybach, don't vote for them, because those leaders are the ones soaking your country's money. They are the ones making your country not to move forward because they are spending the money they're supposed to use to build factories on cars. Any country that go to Japan to buy about 1,000 pieces of SUV can never progress. It is not a course, but it is the reality. Because that money they are using to go to Japan to buy SUV would have been enough to build factories and everybody will be working happily, but they never wanted it. Why?
Wow. So now you see why I've been wanting Nelson to play this video. Is he frozen?
Now, see, is Joseph Walker there. So, you see, he got nothing to lose. So, why the hell are you taking money to do this?
What about the one year?
Kind of age, I see this will do for our country, so you can set a legacy for yourself. But you sit down there, you bring all the old people there behind in the mansion there, they get breaking everything. Jack like everything.
Okay. Thank you. So what about the one I just left from there?
But man, I young
And he
man.
gave me 6 months. He started breaking down, building new.
We are a young president.
So what's about the other young boy that they just showed to?
Who, like
Yeah, what is that young boy?
That could be
Buying
Joe.
private
man,
jets all over the place.
That man's not a Democratic president, man. That man
So you are telling me that Democrats
that
is
man,
bad?
that man, just he and Paul can come in the scene. They control everything. He
Who's talking about what is the Democrat? We're
That
talking
man,
about
I get
what
no
he's doing
horse.
for
He
his
get
country.
no horse. He ain't got time for nobody.
Take your show, please. Take your show from
Now one
Vasco.
man show that.
That's why you can't hijack the show. You can just be talking. Like you get because you want to shield Judge Weah from.
But it's not what you brought a video for George Weah.
But yeah, because he here telling us that he did something so great for the people that when we can't do something to go running back to him. So can I talk when you just something?
Okay, go ahead.
You're here telling us that because you brought up something that he telling us that he did so well for the Liberian people. But guys don't care about the Liberian people. That when he coming back to be the savior of the world, when he
So guys, are we doing
houses
now?
When he came and started building houses and buying private jets all over the place.
I mean, the man take money to buy big what thing can be hurting you?
So you are waiting to be president before you started building these houses?
He already had 2.
Why did he break it down when he became president?
You were trying to make it money.
So when he became president, even though he was senators and all of that, was not money did. When he became president, I thought the money did started coming.
I mean, so if
y'all brainwash you, all the way the video, then we bring it to teach us. Anyway, go ahead.
Guys, we have to do our closing. Yeah, so
looking at.
Vasco, why would you
do such
a video? Why?
Seriously. He already told us, Rudolph, that they don't have any mind.
Rudolph, President, we are breaking the law by paying houses. Now, what should be looking at when the men break the law?
Let's go ahead, yeah. Let's
start our closing.
My brother, the first
closing. Yes.
People get complete.
Millionaire. So,
people complete.
So let's start our closing with Rudolph. Rudolph, do your closing. Vasco will be next, and then
I'll bring another video for blind loyalists.
You know, I mean, thank you for such a video. But let me say, some of us are not surprised. I mean, some of us who have followed the African struggle, I mean, there have been upright men. Matter of fact, the meaning of the country Burkina Faso means the land of the upright man. So that name was given by Thomas Sankara, and he was also another upright man. So that country have had that in their I would say lineage going on, because from Sankara now we also see this guy. But also there is a guy who is in African history and somebody who I admire so very much. His name was Kenneth David Kaunda. I don't know if you guys have heard about him, but he was the first president of Zambia. This man ruled his country for 27 years. And when he was leaving out of power, he had only $8,000 in his account and his whole life savings. Today, a few years ago, that was Jefferson Koji weekly allowance. Even today in our government, we have people who, I mean, that money they can just spend it in 1 week time. Yes. So, I mean, these videos, I mean, are very inspiring, but there have been people who were doing the same thing ever since. So I feel like if our leaders wanted to have learned, I think by now they would have learned. Some people just don't, I mean, they just don't care. And the reason some of us elected Mr. Boakai, that is exactly it. Mr. Boakai he's an old man. He doesn't have to live lavishly. He doesn't need car. This man has lived in his house that he built when he was a young boy. He still lives in it today. This man has educated his children in Liberia. This man, I mean, he has served in big positions, but you have never seen him with that kind of a flamboyant lifestyle. So that is why some of us went behind him. That is why we supported him, right? So yes, I mean, this was a very inspiring video. Thank you. And on the, I mean, just to close my complete, no, to
You
conclude,
are no, you get to go to
Nelson, no, I
No,
was just
they
on
may
the video.
they may try to conclude.
To conclusively conclude. To conclusively conclude. You know, we have talked about the yellow machine issue, and our stand is very strong, and we maintain our stand. We need accountability. We need transparency. And with regards to Mr. Weah's speech, I will close by saying again, he was very hypocritical, and that speech, I mean, was very, very deceptive. Because I mean, like I feel like everything he said in there, to a certain extent, he was trying to remind us of his time in government, and we should see it as that. Thank you.
Thank you. Vasco, are you right?
Yes. I mean, I would like to close like this. So, over the weekend, our president went to Ghana for a graduation program, and it was so shameful. When I looked among the invitees, the people that were invited to that program, I saw other countries send first lady, Sierra Leone send the first lady. Other countries send ministers and other things, but Liberia, the only country that had president, and the president in just go there by himself, or maybe here and there 2 or 3 persons. He carry almost all the ministers there to a graduation ceremony. And it's something that will interest you guys. The president attended that program. He went there. He pledged on behalf of the Liberian government to build additional dormitory for the Maritime University in Ghana. When I heard that thing, I said, yes. As soon as I heard that thing, I said, we're in trouble. The president will get now in Liberia. He don't know what he can be doing. I think he don't really know what he can really be doing. Because you don't have Maritime University in your country. But you go in different country in Ghana. Ghana, they will establish it now. They already have it there. But are you going to tell the people, say, you will build like an honest? And that is allowed. He will not do it. But because no kind of a program when people invite you and you go there, as big man, as a president of another nation, you have to say something, you have to do something. So that the pledge that you were giving the people, he pledged on behalf of our country. So I wish the Ghana people already took this thing down, and they will come on town, they will start to, for the Liberian president came and give up fake promises. And I know he will not do it. I mean, our country is being embarrassed by these people. They should stop carrying the president to all these small events. Send this man elected. Which one of the leader they may have? And met for them to discuss bilateral something to help our country. Nobody going to 6 years. The president, we don't know nobody at this time.
It's going to 6 years?
I'm saying, yeah, over the month now. Yeah, you understand what I'm trying to say. So, yeah, you're going to 7 months now. They may haven't met no high profile leader. And the people come to tell, oh, Joseph Baga, they may have contact, they may get experience. Our country, our job, our former president said, is this the change you're talking about? Is this the change? What did represent change in the United Party government? Nothing. That the other man moved from where LBS, he went to Freeport, he went and punched the Freeport security there. He moved from where to here?
Vasco, thank you. Can we stay on the topic that we're on here?
No,
today?
this is my closest something. And I'm
Yeah.
on the topic now. This is my closest statement. Then
Well, you
man
got
left.
20
No,
seconds.
you are the director general. You be me. You still be passing around with drum. You go to people in the office say you go put drum up. You say you want to take something, and they post stop you. You can't behave like this. Then you punching people. I told you, I said, Eugene Vagon will be one of the first person walk out with fire because this man that just how he look. But we said it before. People say, oh, John, we are this. John, we can fire people. You say yourself. People will call, make noise all over. John, we are fire them, man. John, we can fire people. But when John will fire Eugene Vagon to show to you people that Vagon got a problem. And he has started showing it. But I know Baga will not do nothing. And Baga will not do nothing about this issue. That man should be on a suspension right now. But I know you're not doing anything.
Thank you, Vasco.
Yeah. And the DA came on 11-year-old boy today again. The DA.
Thank you, Vasco.
Let me bring out to your knowledge. Thank you, Ami.
Charles, go ahead. You laughing? Everybody has to stay on the show when you close. So we
I know you want. I know why I was staying at the
Oh yeah, you gotta eat all your lies. You gotta stay here. Go ahead, Charles.
Yeah. Let me start by saying I maintain my statement when it comes to the issue about the yellow machines. Like I said, we all almost like on the same page, except my brother Vasco and Ture that is in between. But again, I'm going to be clear with the issues. Transparency, accountability, that is must. That's our paramount concern. And we all have to look at Liberia now, not from what we used to know. We want to try on a new path now going forward. And so with that, I think the yellow machine is a very good thing for our country. The fact that man came in the village, we have her goods from the village to the city is very, very welcome. It's interesting, but those things should come the right way. It should come the right way. And we shouldn't pay for something the next 50 years to come, we stay paying for it. No, we don't want that. And so with that, I maintain my statement on that. With the issue of ex-President Weah, sorry. I think Weah is he's a little bit confused. And so we shouldn't blame him for his speech. I believe Liberians all around the world, most especially the ones in Liberia, I don't think they even take that man serious anymore. And so he coming up and saying what he's saying, that's the reason why I asked the question, who are those people that are vaccinating him? Yeah, you have to know those people. And and I don't think those people, they are serious is also the fact that the man who you are advising is not serious. I think they say breasts with the same fellows, they flocks together. So you have somebody who almost like you advising you what you expect, And so with that, I know our people mind and mentality have been transformed in a progressive way. And so for them to, downgrade themselves to take Weah serious, I don't see that. I don't think that happening at all. Yeah, and Vasco raised a point. Vasco raised something very
Don't forget
serious.
that Vasco comes back when they were taking seriously.
Yeah, and that we all need to take serious the issue about Falcon going to the port. And again, I stand to be corrected. I'm not sure whether it actually happened, but if it do happen, I think Falcon needs to apologize. He acted very, very wrong. His actions was very immature. As a director for the state-run stations for you to act like that is very wrong. And I think, in my opinion, Falcon needs to apologize publicly. Yeah, publicly.
Thank you.
This behavior too also has to do with something with the management of that entity. You know, lack of communication. I think that's what caused that to happen, because probably the management didn't inform the security people that, oh, this group of people will come to do X, Y, and Z here. And so the security guy was doing his function. He was performing his duty.
Thank you, Charles.
He just received, he received a slap for no reason. And that was very, very wrong. And I don't think anybody on this platform or any Liberian should be supporting that thing. Thank you.
Thank you. Hooray.
Yeah, thank you very much. So basically, let me just go straight with that Falcon issue, right? Allegedly, if in fact,
allegedly.
If it did happen, obviously Nelson spoke on it, but he did not go. You know, he was not entirely sort of like he was forbidden, if you will.
It was conflated.
Right. So let me say this. We gotta know for sure that is an issue that we always face in our country. When people find themselves in certain position, they just feel like they can move into any entity and do whatever they you know who I am? I'm the managing director for this. Nah, bro. I mean, protocol should be respected. And I totally agree with Charles on this. Maybe that was not communicated that FBS are coming down there to do some recording or drone and all that stuff. So the security guy doing his work. But under no circumstances, someone should just lay their hand on people.
No.
You don't do that. I don't care what the person is challenging you, or the person is challenging your authority, or what have you. You just don't conveniently lay your hands on people. And I'm so shocked for Mele Fagon, who, if in fact that's the case, for Mele Fagon, who lived his whole adult life in this country, can do that. That is absolutely out of pocket. All right. But let me say this. With the video, Amy, thank you so very much. I rather thought that you are going to play the video of the lawmaker from Gambia, the female lawmaker from Gambia, who said she was not going to seek re-election because of the money they were paying in their House of Representatives there. I have that video. I will share on net to a nation too. But the video you just played, or the video you just saying, Amy, it speaks volume to how extraordinary people can do extraordinary things when their minds are in the right place. Let me tell you, under no circumstances that anybody should be working in the government of the Republic of Liberia. We have spoken on this intensively. At certain time, the Speaker of the House of Liberia was making more money than the Speaker of this great United States of America. Let somebody make that make sense. How can one of the poorest country in the world, but that speaker is making more money than the richest country on planet Earth, and you think that's okay? There's something wrong with that. When your schools are not funded, when your schools are dilapidated, when your health facility is a joke, right? When every institution needs help, but people up there making that kind of money, then you tell me. So look, farm people will come sometime. And look, Charles, you and I can go back and forth with this. I'm definitely not saying about that yellow machine issues. I'm just saying this. I know obviously the procurement process, they'll have to come to tell exactly what happened. But sometimes in life, you have to look at the risk and reward factor, right? What's the risk of violating whatever procurement process that are violated? We all know that was violated. By the end of the day, there's supply and there's demand. The demand calls that we should have this, right? It's immediate. People are dying because they don't have access to roads to get to health facilities. That calls for urgent, deliberate, intentional measures. That's what I'm saying. With everything we know that are happening in our country, the least GMB can do
is to try to solve some of these critical issues, right? We can come back, we can go back and forth on this. I'll take bullet for it. People already calling me, telling me, say, my man, I'm dead wrong. Yeah, let me be wrong for tonight. By the end of the day, man, urgent needs. You seen what happened in Burkina Faso? Look, let me tell you, man. I'm not in support of military takeover or whatsoever, right? But to solve that problem, look at Paul Kagame. Look at what is happening to our neighbor in the Ivory Coast. How long has Hassan Ouattara been in power for? To solve this problem, you need people that will come in with all of the right mindset to deliver for the people. When you leave it at the hands of these politicians, these lawmakers, they're not going to cut it. Like I'm telling you, from 2005 up to now, the Liberians taxpayers have invested almost close to $1 billion in the lawmakers. For doing what?
Nothing.
For doing what? So guys, let me tell you, man, and I know Rudolph, you disappointed me tonight. By the end of the day,
that's okay.
Sometimes nobody enjoy it. Like people have to do something and sometimes to do something. All right, that's what I was saying. Thank you, Amy.
Thank you. Yes. First of all, guys, let me start with some clarity here.
So are we close? Are we done now, Emmy?
I'm closing, dude.
We're done. But Emmy, you're the moderator.
I'm not a host. I'm a moderator. I'm not a host. You're the host. You don't have no saying here. I have a saying here, okay?
Emmy, I've been giving time across to everybody. Anyway, Emmy, take 20 seconds to just do your closing.
20 seconds. You just don't 5 minutes of my time. Anyway, so let me start. The thing Vasco talking about here, let me make it clear. Let me speak my colloquy. Okay? My people, y'all don't listen to the boy they call Vasco on this show here because he can lie. Vasco said our president told Ghana say he will build university, something for them. Why? You ain't even get bathroom. When they left it, they said they're doing free tuition, but the children can pay for a bathroom to go to the bathroom. They ain't even get chalkboard. Then Waka will go tell Ghana people they will get everything, almost everything. Say I will pay y'all. What sense that one made for y'all? Y'all please tell. Oh, let me tell y'all later here again. That video, what the bunny, what the dude that used to be behind George Weah, Carrasco. He went and audited the video. They break it piece apart and put a man's speech together because CDC always looking for something propaganda, and they so I don't know how they can be doing these things when everybody on Facebook, when everybody got these things, they listen to it, they see these videos and things, and then they can think they will just come as if the video were the people that are opportune to see the video, that when they order it, they bring it, that nobody will know what they're doing, right? That's what he brought and put it in our chat room. Said that why Waka said when we know that was not the speech. So y'all not even listen to that George. We are coming back and looking for that lie they want to do. We'll correct those lies. Okay. So let's go to the video. The video. This is the reason why I've been behind Nelson to play this video, because when I seen that video, it was so touching for me because I was like, oh my God, I wish Liberia could have people like this. Let's forget about the military takeover part. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about what the people are doing for that people in the country, right? This is why I want to play on the show for our people to see those people that can be blind, like my brother Vasco, and behind politicians and kissing on them, even with the stealing from them, making our country poorer and poorer. Then they're saying, oh, they're the best. Muya, Sagimochi Muya. Then they're jumping all over the place. That's why I wanted them to see this. I know some of them, you just can't rescue them. They are gone. They are brainwashed. I'm sorry. You cannot do anything about it. But there are still a few people there that can still listen. Okay? And not just the Sakimochi boys, even the other political parties. Like, this video is for even the JMB people as well. It's for whoever come, the ANC or whatever. It's for all of them. Their house. Look at the Senate. This video was just talking about how much money they use on a retreat. You understand? So this is why these videos, I don't know if they had shame, but if they see something that there, you would think they would have a change of mind, or they would, according to my favorite president, George Weah, said, recalibrate. You would think they would do those things, but I doubt it. This is the meaning of people caring about what that country do better, caring about their people. This is it. And guys, we say here talking about this yellow machine, going through this, going through that. And my brother Tira already said, what are the pros and cons? What are the benefits? And what are the bad, whatever good and bad in it, right? That this guy, Ibrahim Traore from Burkina Faso, he refused to sign for a new cars. Instead, he bought tractor trailers. Trailer ain't like, bro. Oh, he witch hunting. You want to get CDC people that benefited. You want that thing that you would be hearing. Okay? So what if, can we say, we all admire this video. Can we say this is what Boyka is doing? Going and not something and bringing these trailers yellow machine, as we call it, in because he feel like it's something good for the country, and he doing that, even though we are complaining that he didn't go through procurement this, procurement that, procurement that. Well, when you go there, they want to be having that, want to keep bags there too. They want to be blocking it because they want to keep bags and all of that. And we all know our capital here is not in the interest of the people. We all know that. What if this is the reason why this man is doing this? And when after he does it, before we will see it, but before then, until then, we are all nervous about it and still this, but we are buying a video that we just played here, right? So I mean, I'm saying maybe this is what's going on. We don't know, and if this is what is going on, I will embrace it. The only time I would really front at work when he's stepping on innocent citizens, they go to court, they can't get justice, they can't have civil servant not getting paid. But if there's something to say, these lawmakers are not in the interest of the people, so I'm going to do it my way and build this country, I am all for it. I don't care whether it's Boyka or anybody who stand up for the Liberian people like that. I would be for them. Okay? Even if it was George Weah who did that. Instead, the legislature is not here for the people. So I'm going to do this. As the president, I'm going to take this in my power and do this and build, and not come in and start building for the 2 condominiums, breaking houses down and riding private jets. That's what I frown on. Not because he was doing the right thing or because somebody hit him. Okay? So for those that kind of thing, when we say, maybe this is more good than we think it would be bad. These are some of the things that we're talking about. So I'm glad that we've seen the video and we like it. And we should be finding, like you said, to bring whatever video. We will be putting our feet to the fire. This is wrong. This is a 35 or 36-year-old boy. Man. He's a man. But compared to those old people that are over there, he's a boy.
I'm a Peking.
Yeah. But look at what he's doing for his country. Look at what he's doing for his people. We got our lawmaker. Every time when they talk about water, the sewer pipe to do this, the country ain't get money. When they talk about firefighters, the country ain't get money. But the country got money to be buying brand new Toyota trucks for every senator, for every representative. But the country ain't got money to buy new fire trucks for the country, for the people. They're burning up. They can get the people to show up, fire truck to show up. Fanati Kofa house is burning. Everybody and their mama was there with fire trucks. But the innocent people, no, they were burned to death.
Thank you.
And we say here, so now we come here, we talk about, the person is the best person. The person was something they want. The person, we should be ashamed of ourselves. And I like that video. What the man said.
Accuse me.
Can you please let me close?
Accuse me.
Thank you, guys. We
Vasco. I don't
so
no
guys,
nothing. No.
I think we are.
Vasco was closing. I did not interrupt him. I closed him. He interrupted me.
No, Vasco did not interrupt you. I think you concluded your closing. And
did I conclude my closing? Roland Nelson, you want to play that game? I concluded my closing. Is that what you said?
No, but Emmy, you are the.
I was talking and Vasco interrupted me. But no, don't tell me say I concluded my closing. So no, if you want to play that game, two can play that game. I can help you out.
So yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
We are seriously pressed. We have to shut down on the radio, you guys know that we already have stuff we've discussed.
I was just talking about the end of my video and what I something
Let's see
in the
that-
end of the video,
that
and
video
you
I sent
and
you.
Vasco both you interrupted me.
Let's see
And
that
I
video
don't
I sent you.
appreciate that.
You must follow it all the way to 850. 850,
And,
you hear Boga telling you. That is right here, but I can play it right now. You hear it.
No.
But you
Okay,
don't get to
we'll
on the
wait
show that
tomorrow.
one. Right here.
Yeah, Vasco will do it
You
tomorrow.
hear he clear telling you, I pledge.
Yeah, so I pledge allegiance to the flag of Liberia. That's the only pledge that all Liberians know. And for just so
Now,
guys,
you feel like some of us say want to be here, so when you go in, you can just oh yeah, you know.
That's it.
so I should be here. I mean, yo, the only thing you don't leave the show on and go. So as much as this live is on, y'all remain here
We don't get be here. We can be here all there.
I'm not staying here with them. You that
Therese,
people talking about you.
Therese,
I mean, you're here with you, right?
Guys, what they call it? So
wait.
Go up the laugh and we'll stay here so I can play the video
what's
so
the
you can hear
issue?
it. You can't never put the tell me say I laugh.
I mean, say you must allow to conclude. I mean, conclude. Yeah.
Okay, Amy, please conclude.
No, because he already made me lose when he saying here telling me say Vasco did not interrupt me. Why would you say that when you sitting right here seeing it and you allow it to happen? So you go with them. I'm not.
Amy, please conclude. Amy, please.
No,
conclude.
you said I already concluded, right? You know what you said.
But
I got something for Vasco. He know me. Tomorrow coming.
So today I have your video. We'll play it tomorrow, and I want to say thanks to everyone.
Nothing, but nothing.
You're not telling the whole thing to be video show. That's it.
No, I mean,
bringing video there without different channel.
Bring educational video. Nothing wrong with it.
I'm a video. Be the live
it's
video.
serious, right? It's serious because it's easier for us to sit and have the conversation, but if you have videos that support these conversations,
yeah, why not?
Nelson, the thing is simple. When I hit 35, all of you should join money together and support me to become president. It's that simple, and I will be just like that.
But we can commit to that because not Jenna. We're talking about 1 decade from now, so not Jenna. So we can commit to that.
No, Nelson,
10 years from now. We can commit to that. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is how we like to wrap up the show. I want to say thanks to everyone.
But you don't have to be 35 before you do that. Anybody can do it if you have the heart.
I want to say thanks to everyone for being here tonight with us. It's been a great show. It's been a great show so far. And once Rudolph hit 35, 10 years from now, we'll start rallying.
No, it's not. It's less than
that. So Charles gone, right?
It's less than that.
And then we'll make sure that we get the money coming through.
It's less than that.
9 years from now.
We want to say thanks to everyone. We look forward to being here tomorrow with another edition of the show. Until then, have a good night. To all of our folks out there, we appreciate you. We love you. We appreciate the time spent.